to people, so I don't know if you have some preference about people you don't want on the air, but
not really.
you never know who might pop up this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
I spread a wide net. The only people I didn't contact are probably Russ and Glenn. We're going to have Glenn on Sunday. Hey, everybody. Okay. Hey, everybody, come on in. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I figure we'll talk to him then.
Sure.
So, but we might have to spread it a little farther here if nobody else comes in. Come on in, everybody. Where you at? Come on in. Have a seat. I see you out there in the hall. Come on in. There's coffee. I got coffee. I do have coffee. I figured I'd start with the pouring coffee this morning as opposed to the Ralph Memorial.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I miss him dearly, but and I'm sorry that he's gone. Today they're having a couple of memorials for Ralph.
Okay, that's good.
Down in Romulus. It's about an hour and 10 from my house, and one is at his house, and his house is incredibly small.
Oh, okay.
And then another one in a nearby church, and well, we're having our Christmas this weekend, and I really don't want to tempt fate, as they say.
Yeah.
And the son-in-law's significant other, they might as well be married. They've been together. They've been together for like 20 years. But the son-in-law's significant other is right down on the front line in Columbus.
Oh.
Right in the COVID ward, and has been for a while. So again, I don't want to tempt fate.
Oh, yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah.
Plus, the daughter is coming home from the hospital probably Friday, tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
And bringing the baby with her. So we're going to have a house full of all the grandkids, and all the family are getting together for our Christmas this weekend.
Oh, so there you go. So you'll have plenty to do.
Oh, yeah. There'll be plenty to do. Plus, hopefully, that big TV gets here. And
exactly. Then you'll definitely have plenty to do.
Yeah. Yes, we will. Come on in, everybody. There's only a few of us here, but nobody in the chat. Speak up. The chat is live.
Everybody's shoveling today.
Don't be afraid to partake. Well, everybody's probably, dragging their butts out of bed. At least people over here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
They're looking out the window and going, do I really have to go to work?
That's
they're probably already back in bed, snuggled up warm.
JD's going to find out later if he has to go into work or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it really bad where you're at?
Not really. I mean, I think that a couple of years ago it was worse. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
But you've grown up around it like we have. It's like if there isn't 2 feet of snow on the ground, we're probably having to go to work.
Yeah, pretty much. And especially the way Manhattan cleans up really fast. It's it's like you're shoveling here, but then you take the train, and once you're in Manhattan, it's like nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, here I'm just south of Flint in Burton. Here I can go out and shovel my driveway if there's 2 feet of snow.
Right.
And it doesn't ever fail to happen. Every time I get done shoveling, the snowplow comes by.
Oh, well.
And fills us right back in.
Yeah.
And so we have to shovel again, and then the second snowplow goes by. And fills us right back in. It doesn't matter. It's whenever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got an SUV now.
Oh, there you go.
That sits above most of the snow. So there's not going to be a lot of shoveling done this year, I don't think. But there's still, I'm sure there'll be a little, especially if we get slammed. And we haven't been slammed the last 3 or 4 years. We've been lucky. Yeah, because the jet stream has dipped around the Great Lakes the last 3 or 4 years. So we've actually had what I would consider to be incredibly mild winters.
Right. And especially, because it's like New England and where you're at. I mean, your snows can be pretty epic.
Well, it'll come charging across the plains, and then the way the jet stream has worked lately is that it dips south and hits Ohio, goes underneath to the far side of the Appalachians, and then slams the East Coast. That's the way it's been working. But the jet stream's a little different this year than it has been. There's always room. There's always time for it to dip back down and do it again. Yeah.
Exactly.
But like I said, we've been incredibly, incredibly lucky the last 3 or 4 years. I haven't had a 2 foot. We haven't had 2 feet of snow here since Yeah, it's probably been a good 10, 12 years. At least. We get 6 or 8 and, maybe 10 at the most, but we don't get the serious slam. There was one year back in, I take that back, 2014. I remember 2014 because I remember the cover of the comic, the Flint comics that I did. We got slammed with a lot of snow and incredible cold. Just way bone-chilling cold.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Daniel Kilban's in the house. Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning.
Thank you. You are first in the chat. It says lots of snow here in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
We have a dusting. We might have a half an inch at most. So
I'll just be happy if I don't have to shovel again for the.
You were out late last night shoveling after.
Well, actually, it's like, it was funny is that, it's like I was thinking of doing it and I looked outside. It's like, you know what? I'm going to take a chance and wait till the morning because my fear is always like if it gets cold enough and it freezes over. So I took a chance and it worked out because like this morning it was like, oh, okay, everything is still soft and fluffy. So I was
awesome
to shovel it this morning. So
yeah. How many inches did you have this morning?
Oh, yeah, it probably like was an ankle. Oh, what is that? Like 4 inches?
Probably 4 at the most. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't that bad.
You're shorter, so it might have.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
So it feels deeper for me.
I do remember a winter when I was a kid back in the 70s, late 70s, I believe, where we opened the back door at the house and the snow was up past my head.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I guess we're staying in today.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we stayed in for 3 or 4 days, actually.
Yeah.
Nothing moved. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. You're out there. I know you're out there. Welcome. It's the Breakfast Buzz for December 17th, 2020, almost to the end of the year.
Yeah, I know, right? Already.
We're waiting for both the chat and the green room to fill up this morning. Heather Tucker is in the house. Good morning, Heather. The wife is upstairs if you hear some creaking. Hang on just a second. I'm going to yell up there. Sorry for the silence, folks. I didn't want everybody to hear me yelling. At the creaking you hear. If you hear any creaking, that's the wife walking around upstairs. I'm in an old house. So.
Oh well, yeah. It's like in my house, because it's like we're all the houses on the block are connected, so you can even hear the people next door walking. They sound like they're upstairs when they're next.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's fun.
Well, then how can you tell them apart from your ghosts?
Right. Yeah. It's just like, it's like it's either the neighbors or it's the ghosts. Either way.
At least if you've seen the right Geico commercial, you don't have a clogging problem.
Oh well. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we do actually, because the neighbors, they have like really rambunctious kids, and they're literally days where that's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So there'd be some sort of rhythm to it.
Yeah.
Come on in, everybody. Heather Tucker's in the house. Hey. Gotta love old houses. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Love my old house, made in 1936.
Oh, yeah. Mine was 1940 something.
Yeah. Mine's the original farmhouse to the area here.
Oh,
this is cool. Just as the shop was looking to move in, because around us, this used to all be farmland, and around us are what we would call cookie cutter houses. They all look exactly alike. They're all incredibly small. They're all made for 2 people and maybe a child, and they're really, really small, almost the size of Ralph's house. Wow. But I think Ralph's house is just a hair bigger. But we walk the neighborhood quite often, and we see that over the years, since the 30s or 40s, when all of these houses were made, how people have gone through and done little additions, added a porch, thrown a room in the back, some even threw a second story up above, as the families grew. But we've got this old farmhouse. In fact, the main beam for the house is right above my head, and it's a combination of a bunch of looks like 2x6s bound together. That and there's 1936 spray painted on the main beam.
Oh, so that's cute. Okay.
That's how we know that. And we found a license plate up in the attic that was 1936.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Well, wedged in.
Oh.
Way in the back, when between the floorboards and the A-frame. I guess you would call it the joist or whatever it is. Right. Daniel says, I live in 100-year-old plus house.
Yeah.
Creaking comes with the place, as well as clanging pipes as the heat comes on.
Oh no, we had that fixed. Yeah, it's like, old houses are nice as long as the bones are new.
Yeah. That was the good thing about this house. Is all of the bones were new when we came in and bought it. But we walked into the house with an open house, and there was another younger couple behind us, and we're just marveling at the wood trim and the oak doors and how everything in the house is shut off from every other room. If you want, all you got to do is shut the door. There's a big ring of skeleton keys that came with the house that fits all of that's how old the locks are, so they still take skeleton keys. And then the couple behind us that walked in went, holy crap, this place is way too old for us, and they booked right out.
Well,
and we're like, wow, we love this place. This is amazing.
You gotta know your limitations.
Yeah.
You got to decide, like, what's the trade-off for the charm.
Yeah. Heather says, I live in an apartment complex out in the country.
Yeah, there you go.
way in the north. She's in, I believe she's in Gaylord or Gladwin. She's way up north. Anyway, at least that's what I understand. So we hope everybody's having a good morning this morning. Come on in. There's a half a dozen of us here. There's only two of us actually on the show yet this morning. Varian has not woke up yet this morning. So, but yeah, Northern Michigan, that would be fun. Middle of Michigan, it's kind of dull.
Right. Oh, okay.
So, well, except for we have the excitement of the water problem and the economy.
Oh, well, it's
we're here in the economic dead zone of Michigan. All of the hot spot right now on our state is up the West Coast. All the real estate's really expensive, and the highfalutin people all live up there.
Oh, yeah.
And but over here on we're more towards the middle or the east side up in the thumb area of Michigan, the lower peninsula of Michigan, shaped like a mitt. Up in what we call the thumb area, it's just nothing.
Oh.
You ever get those? You see those pictures of in Smallville of the cornfields and the just the wide open expanses. A lot of wind farms over there.
Okay.
If you ever saw the movie Real Steel. With Hugh Jackman.
Oh, huge. Okay, right. Yeah.
With the boxing robots.
Yes. Okay, that one. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of the outside shots of Real Steel were done up in the thumb area, especially with the large windmills, because they have such wide open expanses. And then to the south and west of us, if you ever watched the movie Road to Perdition, when they do the long distance shots, the drone shots of the car traveling down the country roads, those were all done in that area, a little farther west of Ann Arbor.
Okay.
There's a lot of open scenery around here. And there's a lot of really beautiful scenery too. So come on in, everybody. Heather says the oldest thing I have is an old China cabinet from the 1700s. Cool.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You're listening to the BrEaKfAsT Buzz. Normally we talk about comics. Varian isn't awake yet this morning instead of old houses.
Yeah.
Weather. Yeah.
Weather. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Some of us, that's the last thing you want to talk about. It's snow. I don't want that. I'm going to run the opening. We'll see where we go from there.
Sure.
Let me see here if I can find it. I think this is it. Right there. Is that it? No, that's not it. Let's try this.
Comics are awesome.
Comics are awesome, everybody. Come on in.
Yes, they are.
How you doing? Comics are awesome. I'm going to shut off the coffee here, but there's only 2 of us here so far this morning. We're waiting for Varian. I've sent out invitations to a ton of other people, none of whom apparently are up yet this morning.
No, yeah, today seems to be the day.
It's that kind of Thursday, folks.
Yeah.
Yep. There we are. Oof, oof, too big, too big. Oh, there we are. That's a lot better.
Much better. Yeah. Can you believe that next Thursday is Christmas Eve already?
Yeah, I can. Like I said off camera, we're having our Christmas this weekend.
You're right. Yeah.
Yep. I think that's the proper. That's the proper background. Hey, everybody,
okay.
We are TVMA DLSV. In case we say something that the kiddies might not want to hear, you might want to keep them out of the room. We might let slip an occasional expletive, just so you know.
Yeah, it happens. We try not to, though.
Yeah. Normally on Thursday morning, we don't talk about the hardcore adult subject matter. That's usually left for Wednesday night or sometimes Tuesday night for the our live wire broadcast or the Geekgasm.
Right, yeah.
We're glad you're listening in. I know that the radio is on. Hello out there in Radio Land, everyone listening to us at Indie Volt Radio. We appreciate you all being there. We're not going to have any proper numbers, though, until Varian gets up and decides to come on the air. So if he gets up this morning, he might be sleeping in. He was tired last night. He got off the air pretty quick and kind of signed off in a hurry. So he might be extra tired this morning. We're not sure. In the meantime, we do have a few friends that have sent an important message.
I hope you're having a nice holiday season. I really do.
There we go. And, we'll save some for later.
I have to admit, though, he really does have like that great voice for radio. He has that radio announcer voice.
Well, he's been doing it for like 4 or 5 years. He started off with a little viral video that he's kind of back to doing now. He used to do a lot of really long live streams, but he's got it down to a shtick.
Right.
And he's got his own. He's got a couple, 6,000 or so followers that are really regular listeners. He's got like 36,000 subscribers.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
It's a wide audience. There's a reason behind it. It's because he's entertaining and he talks about some negative drama that we don't like talking about here.
Right. Yeah.
But most of the time he's talking funny books too and the hassles. He's done a lot of things and got a few experiences, both positive and negative. It's always the positive comic stories that are always the most fun. How close he got to doing this or that in the business. So. Excuse me, we probably have a few of those ourselves. Did you ever get close to being professional, working for Marvel or DC?
No, not well, very superficially. Back when I was,
you don't want to talk about it.
No. It's just like I said, it's the closest that I ever got. So, back when I was at School of Visual Arts, I applied for an internship, but it wasn't like an official internship. What it was that one of the artists needed an assistant to do borders and fill in blacks and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I don't quite remember the name who it was, but I don't know. The name Parker comes into my head, not Peter Parker. The last name, I don't know. And
I know there's a Jeff Parker over there, but he's mostly a writer, so I don't think he does any
it's like I really couldn't remember the like that type of personal details. Or
at least there was a Jeff Parker over there. I'm not sure if he's still working over there now or not, but
so he invited me to Marvel. He invited me to the offices just to, and I asked him if I could bring a friend along, and he said, fine. It's like, oh yeah, that'd be fun, and blah, blah, blah. So the friend was obviously JD.
Okay.
So we both went to the Marvel offices. He did a tour, the whole thing. That in and of itself was interesting. And at the very end, he looks at me and he goes, I don't think you're going to be a good fit for this. You don't look like the type that could handle just drawing in boxes and filling in blacks. It's like I don't know what he meant by that, but it's like, oh, okay.
No, that's probably exactly what he meant. He was probably more concerned about how you would fit into the bullpen.
Right. Yeah.
Because especially if it was around the 90s or 2000s, you had to have a tough skin to be working there.
Well, also it's like, because I always suspected too that like throughout the entire thing, it's like I suspected that he didn't think I was showing the proper reverence for being there, because I knew a lot of guys who they were interning at Marvel, and these guys, they were like major league fanboys. Like the stars would be in their eyes when they would talk about just working there and getting coffee and all that stuff. And I was just like going, oh, okay. It's like it's like I just kind of like treated it like another, just another place. It's like, and that's what I always suspected, that it's like, oh, you weren't showing the proper reverence for what we do. And it's like, dude, you draw comics.
it's like, weird. It's weird, the vibe that you get. He was probably sizing you up to see if you can handle because the bullpen back then was pretty gruff, to say the least. Flo was there. I'm not sure how long Marie Severin stayed working there, but that was very much an old boys network.
Right. Yeah. And also it's like, not to drag everything down, but only like recently did it pop into my head that if I had gone by myself instead of bringing JD along, I might have gotten the internship for all the wrong reasons.
That's very true too. Because back during that day, even up until 5-10 years ago, they were hiring the older editors that were up there were hiring some office decorations.
Right. Yeah. So exactly.
Or in my opinion, that would, and from their work performance as assistant editors. Or whatever job they were doing, they were office decorators.
Yeah, so it's like, that was like the closest I got.
Yeah.
And then it's like I never tried again after that,
Yeah. We should probably introduce ourselves. Hey, everybody. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I am a longtime alternative and independent comics creator. I've done a lot of things, self-published a lot, done a lot of freelance work for a lot of companies. I self-published under the Arrow banner, under Weeby Comics, and under Massive Comics. And for 10 years, I did my own newspaper here around the Flint Comics, or the Flint, Michigan area, called Flint Comics, that we moved 10,000 copies of a newspaper every month, where we had all sorts of comic strips and a few entertainment articles in there. We were advertiser supported. So if you lived in the Flint, Genesee County area, you could just walk over and get a free paper once a month. And everybody liked it. Variants coming in now. But now I do mostly commercial sequential work. Commercial and graphic work for advertising and educational purposes. If you're in the Genesee County area and you happen to visit the Formar Nature Preserve during the spring, you can catch my Preservers Nature Trail that I do the artwork for. Where you can walk the entire nature preserve and get an education and a superhero story at the same time as you walk through the nature preserve. If you ever get the chance to watch Treehouse Masters, the third season of that, the guys from Treehouse on Animal Planet, the Treehouse Masters guys came out, built a treehouse in the nature preserve that serves as the preserver's headquarters. It's a superhero team.
Funny.
That I did. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm on there like 2 seconds. Yeah, you see me from the side, but the work is really what was important, and the fact of what we were doing with the work, that was really cool. That's what attracted them there in the first place. That prompted them to look at doing a treehouse there was because we were doing the superhero stuff, and it gave them a chance to be goofy.
Oh, that's funny. Is it on? Can we catch that episode on YouTube or something?
Well, there's a video of the house last time I knew of the tree house up there on YouTube under Animal Planet. If you have Animal Planet streaming and they have the Treehouse Masters episodes, we are like season 3, episode 8, I believe. You can find it. Okay. You can find it easily because it's called Nature's Superheroes.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, and it gave him a chance to put a towel around his neck and go running through the nature preserve. The guy was the guy is a eccentric personality anyway, who loves the trees. You know, the trees talk to him, and he goes out and makes sure he's very nature conscious when he makes the tree houses. That he's not really hurting the trees. That and when he does, or they show him drilling into the trees, they're explaining that they're doing like foundation logs or whatever, and he's not killing the tree in any way. He's going through it and preserving. Yeah. And they'll go through and talk about the different trees and anchoring the house and every little aspect that you could imagine about building tree houses. And it had a wheelchair accessibility ramp.
Oh, there you go.
That goes up. That literally has you walking through the forest as you're going up to the tree house.
Oh, that's nice.
A lot of fun. Mr. Varian Grant is joining us now. Yes.
Yeah.
You're all cozy today.
Oh yeah. I had to actually. I stepped outside, so I was like, you know what?
And before we go any farther, we should let Daphne.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, hello. Yes, hello. My name is Daphne Leach, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I am the artist of the funny animal comic Tall Tales and the upcoming Eagle Raven Heir of the First Unicorn, premiering on Kickstarter January 4th, 2021. Not that far away. You can check out my work and sign up for updates at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS.com, and my YouTube channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art.
And now we're joined by the host of Indie Vault Breakfast Buzz, Mr. Varian Grant.
Hello. Varian Grant, founder of Indie Vault Media LLC and a bunch of other companies. A bunch of other companies. A lot of them. I need to stop making companies. If I stop making companies, I'll be okay. It's like it's kind of like Dominic said the other day. You have this illness where you just keep creating companies.
You can't just have one.
No.
Getting websites. Yeah.
Oh, you should. Yeah. When he talks about buying domains, I'm there. I get charged at least every month, every couple of weeks for a domain that I own that I'm doing nothing with.
And you can look that and you can see the exact list of all of the domains he owns on his new domain, domainking.com.
Oh boy.
Just kidding. You go over there, it's probably porn. That's not very insightful.
It's either gambling or porn. Yeah.
It's I'm sorry I'm late. Would have been here a lot earlier. Would have been here at 9:04, but ran into complications. So
we figured you were sleeping in.
Yeah.
No. They won't let me sleep in around here. They're like, you got to show at 9. I'm like,
Well,
boss
it's like, what has to get you up?
Well, it was the kid came first. He's like, "Are you doing your show today?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." What time is it? It's 8:24. Like, do you know how?
Yeah.
My wife has a nice little habit of telling me it's almost that time. And I'll get up like it is. Now, when you tell me it's almost 9, in my mind, oh my goodness, it's 5 minutes before 9. It's 3 minutes before 9.
Yep.
When I get up and I come out and it's 8:22, it's not almost 9.
It's just barely after 8.
Yeah.
I could have slept in.
Yeah. I could have caught 20 extra minutes. Sorry, my dogs are on one today.
That's all right. The wife's walking around upstairs, so you're going to hear a lot of creaking and side noises today.
My dogs are
and Daphne's bird. We haven't heard from him in a
long
time.
Well, basement. It's like, okay. I have basement ghosts. Maybe we'll hear basement ghosts.
There we go. Or the kids clogging next door.
Yes, exactly.
We didn't get I got a question last night, Randy. I don't know if you want me to read it.
Sure.
But before we go on, I've got something to show you too, but go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Well, the question was just about making comics, and it's an older gentleman, and he says that, hi, Randy, Randy and gang. Once again, I feel like Donatello the Turtle here.
I'm taking over the channel. Soon, yes, you will be my sidekick.
And he says, I have been making comics since the 70s, independent books, of course.
Okay.
Cool.
He's now
Well
past generation. My grandson is now making comics. I looked into it with him, and it's tremendously easier for him to make a book than it was for us back in the good old days. Yeah. These young brats don't know what it took. He put the smiley face.
These youngsters have no idea what we had to go through.
Yeah.
When we were young, we had Zippertone. Try to figure that out.
Yeah, I had
to put down lettering by hand.
I
had an Ames lettering guide if we were lucky. If not, you ruled it out by the ruler.
I will say I tried Zippertone years ago and I made a complete mess. But he says, do you think the easy accessibility to producing a comic has cheapened the art form somewhat? And I'll let you guys go at it because I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm too young.
They're just barking in the background.
Yeah.
Take it, Daphne.
Oh, okay. Well, on one hand, I do as someone who has done this since the 80s, I really do appreciate how easy it is to get work done now. I mean, the fact that print on demand combined with Kickstarter is like a godsend. My only concern with it being so easy is with up and coming artists not really taking the time to hone their craft. That's kind of my thing. They say, oh, it's so easy to get a comic book done. It's like you could just, it's like you even skip the Xerox phase at this point. It's like when we used to make little zines and things. Yeah,
completely gone. Yeah,
yeah, you could just go straight to getting your book professionally printed. But the thing is, though, it's like what happens is that I really do think that because you can do that, people aren't like practicing their craft to the extent that they should, because it's like oh, I have a professional comic, I'm a professional now, and it's like, no, you kind of need to still work on things, and concentrate on things. But that would be my only thing. I mean, the easy, honestly, it's like I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't trade the way we can do comics now for how we used to do it back then. But I just want everybody who's wanting to do comics and wanting to get started doing comics, don't think that because you could just go straight to print, that's all you need to do. It's like really hone your craft and grow your craft and learn to improve what you're doing. Honestly, it's like, don't worry about printing. Worry about the work first and growing your, and really growing your skill, because printing is so easy. You can do that anytime. Yeah.
Well, it's like we really like to push getting an education here on the channel, and part of that is actually going out there and doing the work. Back when you and I were coming up doing, and I was earlier than you, doing comic work, the only place we could ever go to school to learn it was Kubert School, and that was incredibly expensive. So a lot of times folks of our generation learned in the trenches doing books, and doing a lot of stuff that never got published, never saw the light of day unless we hit that Xerox, the Xerox store or whatever, and made them ourselves individually. That's where the world of the ash can comes from. It's an 8.5 by 11 sheet, saddle stitched, folded, and with maybe a staple or two along the spine. That they sell special staplers for, and you learn all about how to do that.
Exactly.
Some folks became very efficient at it, like Matt Fazell, who does Cynical Man. He still kicks out mini comics in that format. He had it down to a science, or he could take a couple of 8.5 by 11 sheets of typing paper and fold them twice or three times and come up with a nice little book that he'd just stick a staple on the spine for and sell at shows for $1. But it is real easy now to use and abuse your print on demand, guys. It's real easy to do, and there is a lot more substandard work, I think, out there that is on whiter paper with a slightly colored cover. But it's like learning any skill. You can grab Photoshop and learn how to paint, or you can grab a brush and learn how to paint what everyone would consider to be properly for to learn how to paint. It's not. It is two different skill sets for the most part, especially working physical as opposed to working digital. And it is a lot easier to work digital. I've been digital the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I think the last 3 or 4 years, and I figured I'd still keep doing physical, and even that back then included running off lettering off of the computer because it's so much easier to do. I used to get a lot of gigs when I would freelance in the alternative and independent market doing hand lettering before lettering off of the computer became an Illustrator, and that became so easy. I also spent a lot of money on rubber cement because I would print it out the lettering and paste it on the board in order to know, because sometimes I do the character named Spank that is the icon that Varian has right now. It's the angry little monkey, and he get pretty long-winded. So I would go through and do all the lettering in the computer and put ovals around it and print it out, cut out the ovals, rubber cement it on, and got to be pretty efficient at doing that. Where now we can lay out our own pages in the computer. There's Manga Studio, there's Clip Studio. There's all of these bells and whistles out there that you can use. There's like I said, Zipatone was such a handy tool back then to break up a space or to add, push or pull things back with gray tones or whatever that's gone, or learning how to do a really good ink wash, which is a art form all in itself. There's very few people out there anymore that you see that actually take that time to do it, because Photoshop is so easy and Clip Studio is so easy. I loaded Clip Studio in a couple of weeks ago. I have yet to take the time to try to learn it, because I'm working on a book now, and I'm old dog, new tricks kind of thing. I'm kind of stuck in my way to do it because I've got it to where I think is a fast system where I can write right on the computer. I can print it right out. I can put it into Photoshop. I can draw off of the board the characters or pictures around it, throw in whatever gray tones I need, and it's a page, And, you get enough of those together, and hey, you take it to you make a PDF file and you take it to the printer.
Right. Yeah. No,
in the old days, everything worked off of old paper, but we knew times were changing back in the 80s. Because
that's true.
When I redid Arrow Comics back in the 90s, I took an original, a book filled with originals to the printer, and the printer looked at it, opened up the camera film box, and said, "Oh, we're doing this the old-fashioned way." Oh, okay. I have to step out for a second.
Oh, the TV's here. Yeah, but the thing that I used that I used to do is I do everything by hand pretty much, and I just recently started trying to figure out how to sketch digitally, which is kind of interesting. It's a different feel. For the work. It's just getting used to it. Unfortunately, I have to upgrade my entire system for it to work properly.
Spam calls can get so irritating.
Oh, you don't have it marked where it's like it has just like a standard ringtone that you can hear from. Oh, that's a spam.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for an unknown caller. I'm waiting for a notice for the TV.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I'm having to pick up all of them, and now all of a sudden, every spam organization decides today to call me. Yeah, just today. And here it is, only the 17th. They usually don't bother me until the 1st or well, I guess the 15th. They would have barraged again. So, but that's been twice already this morning. Sorry, folks. But anyway.
Yeah, but it's like like sketching on the computer, I'm finding it to be like a really interesting and what's funny is like on a certain level it's kind of scary. So I'm just like sketching just sketching in Photoshop, and I'm realizing that it's like, that it's so easy to just fix things and tweak things, and you put a lasso around it. It's like, the head's too big, the head's too small, the foot's I can fix the feet. And I actually started getting nervous about that because it's like, what if I get used to this and then I can't draw properly when I'm on paper again?
I don't think you have to worry about that. That's kind of like riding a bicycle. So,
I mean, because that's
it won't take long to get the sea legs back. So.
Right, yeah, because it's like, so I started. It was just funny. It's like I started getting nervous about it.
Yeah, we've been neglecting the chat apparently. Oh, these in the house. Found the clip. Let's see. Oh, I'm way behind.
The treehouse clip.
Let me go up here. Still looking. Live in an apartment. Oldest thing I have is a China cab. That's where we left off. Marvy's in the house. Hello, Daphne and Grandpa Randy. Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
From now on, I'll be in your thoughts too. December 16th. What a great date. Congratulations. Yeah, Marv, hope you had a happy birthday yesterday.
Parabéns pra você.
Heather goes, yep, my great aunt lives in Sandusky, Michigan. And oh my God, I love that town. It's so beautiful. And her house is beautiful too. Yeah, probably pretty desolate around there. If it's like some of the other towns that I visited up north, as soon as you get out of the city limits, it's fields of corn.
Oh, it looks like that ending scene to Seven.
No, there's no real serious power lines.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, a lot of open field. Yeah. Daniel says this is a comic book NPR.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I have to get close to the microphone like this.
We even need sponsorships and everything.
Yes, we do.
Welcome to Indie Vote.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
If we were like that on Thursday morning, we definitely would have everybody fall back to sleep.
Well, you know what NPR stands for, right?
What?
No pop filter radio.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. They're that far up to the microphone. I got a pop filter. I just haven't uncovered it yet.
Yeah, mine is up here. It's like it acts as a shield, I guess, from like sun rays or something.
I got mine here.
Yeah. That I think I'm the only person with hers on.
No, well, I'm just using this.
Okay, yeah.
I am also pop filterless.
The mic is below all of the pops anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Heather says, Merry Christmas. Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Daniel says, I'm watching via Varian stream, so he's either up or he set the stream earlier. Oh, yeah, thanks for that. That reminds me. I need to go back over there and set my stream up to public because I never do.
Oh, we forgot Facebook.
Ready to stream up this morning. I rarely set the breakfast stream up anymore.
Oh, this is not. Yeah, I do the breakfast buzz. That's why you get the oddball pictures.
Yeah,
instead of the nice, sweet, commercially done pictures.
It's my artistically bankrupt pictures. I'm not drawing anything.
Yes, we are live, and John Celestria said, "Good morning. It's raining here in Lexington, Kentucky. I'm coloring episode 3 of my comic. Awesome.
There you go. Keep it moving, right?
Keep it moving. Make sure you put a link to that, John, in the chat, please, so that other people can get there too." Heather says, "I'll tell you in a minute, Daniel." Well, anyway, Daniel asked the question. Watching live streams to set up stream.
That's you went backward.
Oh, there you are. I did. He is awake. There's the clip. Yeah, there it is. Animal Planet Treehouse Masters Treehouse.
Cool. Okay,
for
I gotta check that out
superheroes.
Later.
Yeah.
I've watched it.
You could probably stream the entire episode over at animalplanet.com.
Yeah, I watched it. I remember Krista calling me, telling me, Randy's on TV. My first question is, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly. What did he do now? What's he been arrested for? Yeah. But yeah, if you don't blink, you can see my profile for like maybe 2 seconds at the most. And when the directors of the nature preserve go walking into the treehouse, they did gigantic 3D sculpture heads of the characters and hung them up above the door. And Nicole, who's the main director there at the nature center, walked in and looked up and went, "Randy's gonna freak." That's my only. Yeah, they had me wait. I had to hold back. I couldn't go in until they were all there so that they could see my face when I walked in, and there were these incredibly big, 3.5 foot tall 3D sculptures of the heads. Yeah.
Do you remember your face when you walked in, or were you stoic?
No, I was surprised.
Okay.
I was surprised, and then I'm looking at it going, that's not what he looks like.
That sounds
But
the
sculptor was incredibly good, and most of them are just so dead on. It's eerie. So they're almost like mounted heads on the wall.
Yeah.
DK the Decomposer looks really good, and then the only one I had a problem with was Grandmaster Snapper, who was the turtle. He didn't quite get it right, but when they asked me for versions of the characters, I wish they'd have asked me for straight up character sheets. Not that I had them, but I would have been happy to provide them if they had had that. So that's the only one that they really kind of missed on. Pops goes, hello,
hey, Pops.
Here. What is up, people? Hello, Pops. Heather says Krista is so much like me.
Yeah. They
Pops, hello. Marv, how was your birthday? Marv, very good, thank you. With my wife, her daughter, and my dog Flash. Yeah. Nice and peaceful day. Named after Flash Gordon or named after Barry Allen? Marv, we want to know. Morning, Grant. Morning. Hyperion Vol or Empyrean Vol. Hail. Indy Volters digging out of the ice.
Yeah, yes. I sympathize.
It's not too icy up here this morning. Who said Pops? Hit the like.
Yeah. If you're over on YouTube, definitely hit that like button.
And he goes, Randy was on Cops. No, that was not me. That's not me. No,
it was many years ago when he had brown hair still. So
I did. I had more hair on my head back then. Yeah. So you wouldn't realize it was me, but I wasn't ever on Cops though.
Randy, a little bit of lore for you though. So we joked around on Indie Vault. We have not joked around, but we've talked about, we've threatened to release documentary DVDs and or documentaries and we threatened and
you mean screen snipe other people's documentaries so we can sit there and actually dissect the history and go, that's not how that worked.
Well, that too. Yeah, we threatened to put out some DVDs. Well, I finally this morning I got an email from a company. Well, actually, very late last night, but I guess you could say this morning. Got an email from a company that says, yeah, we'll mass produce your DVDs for you. They do everything as long as I provide the box art and everything. They're going to provide all the DVDs, all the they do the printing to the DVD, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, where did I contact this guy yet? It's been because he apologizes. I'm sorry, it's been months.
It's Barry Allen's Flash. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he says, I'm sorry, it's been months. I got your information. Yeah, I looked at your website. I'm really impressed. Yeah, I'll be happy to do your DVDs for you. And I'm thinking, where did I? And then I recall where it's at. So a bit of lore.
We're not supposed to talk about our porn career.
No.
Okay.
The building,
the Kickstarter.
So what?
The site that will be putting together the company that will be putting together our DVDs was the home of a very famous. Well, I shouldn't say. I'll say infamous. It's in the location of a very infamous comic book store, and the guy wrote me that in an email. He says, "Do you know my location's history of comic books?" And it's very close to my home. About it might be a good maybe 8 or 9 minute drive.
Infamous.
You remember the comic shop owner here in Michigan he actually went down to Pennsylvania and started
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
That's all you had to say. That guy went to Pittsburgh. Yes, I do.
Definitely what happened was this gentleman actually there's a whole episode of
Cops
on Court TV about it.
Oh, lovely.
Court TV. I believe that NBC, whatever their true crime, they did an hour on him.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, is this the dude from Pittsburgh Comic-Con?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
He used to
store is not very far away.
His wife, and they had to like postpone the show. Something crazy like that. Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
We knew that.
Allegedly. Yeah. We all everyone knew him.
Let's use allegedly a lot here.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah. It's that store is not far from my home where I live now. And it's funny because I went to that store before I lived over here when I was a kid with my dad. We drive, go places, but it's now a DVD reproduction
Oh, cool.
And they'll be reproducing our DVDs. So it's funny. They were like, "Hey, do you know our connection with comic books?" And I'm like, "Yeah, boy. I do."
Yes, we do.
Yes,
Thank you.
Do.
Yes,
wow, that's a blast. Wow, yeah.
Chris in the background just have to watch her now. So she's
serendipity. No, I don't know.
It's like supposedly, he murdered his wife. They tried to blame it on an ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just. Yeah, it was trippy because it's like as this was all going on, we were still going to his shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think we were all still going to his shows.
And those were some good shows too. I mean, it's like this was a guy who took care of like all the everybody who got tables, come around with his kids going chicken. It's like you either had like the chicken sandwich or the hamburger from McDonald's. Like he would feed everybody, I mean, it was kind of like disappointing. Like, dude, you had to go murder your wife, really?
Yeah, in the store.
Never, assumed, yeah.
Allegedly.
Well, we know she was found in the store, and some comic books are missing. Some comic books are missing, and they weren't very high-priced comic books, as I recall. Or were they? They weren't very high-priced books, but it's like no one breaks in a comic store, murders somebody for comic books.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not really, because up here in Flint, we had a retailer that we were very endeared to, who had his shop here for quite a while, and somebody didn't break into his shop, but they broke into his house.
Oh, wow.
In order to get the books that they knew he had. And they caught him in the basement and murdered him.
Oh, no.
And took the books.
But I mean, are we talking about like high value books?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's.
And this was, I believe, before there were any serious slabbing going on. And back then they were high value books.
Right.
And the way that they caught him is they caught him with the books. And he went up on trial, and I think he's still sitting in jail if he's still alive.
Right.
The funeral for that guy was the longest procession I have ever seen in my life for anybody. I mean, there must have been 200, maybe 300 cars. When you went to the service, they kept opening partitions, and it kept standing room only. Another petition, standing room only. Another petition, standing room only. Because he was just that nice of a guy, and he had the family was all nice, and it was just a tragedy we're up here in Flint. Who the hell kills people for comic books?
Yeah, really.
And back then it was even more startling because none of these books had any value. There weren't any real serious movies about. I remember him dancing up to my daughter, who's now 30, and singing the Iron Man cartoon song to her. And she'd sit there and point at him and laugh. He was Iron Man, and that's the kind of retailer that he was. He was a very friendly, very good guy. So yeah, it was a very sad event up here.
I think every comic shop retailer, I've been very lucky. I like them all except for one.
There's always
one. And there's always one. There's always one.
Yeah.
And one of them, he's a really cool guy just because to me he looks like George Jetson. He looks just like George Jetson. Because I told him, I said, I remember thinking like, okay, William Macy is too old to play George Jetson now in a live action movie, but he can. And there's only one other shop owner I don't like because besides being a prick, he has a political, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. He has a political, he put a sign up in his store.
Oh.
When you walk in his store,
he
always had he would actually plug. He actually went and got a fire stick. I told him about fire stick. He went and got a fire stick and some other things so he could watch. He only wanted to watch right wing TV, which is fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But if someone came in his store and they had something to say negative about a Republican, he was quick to say, "Get out." no, and he was him reason, no Trump bashing in my store. And it was like, well, no one Trump bashed. This guy just said he's not voting for him. I don't want him in my store. It's like, wow, let me get my comics and get out. But I was okay up there. I mean, I would shop up there. I actually ran the store for like an hour once for him while he was gone. I was scared because, you know, I thought, you know, no one works in a comic store, right? Like, you know, like no one ever robbed a comic store. But every other comic shop has been really cool, and every other store had a guy, Richard and Ruby's. Rich was just a very grandfatherly like guy, and I used to come in the store and he'd be asleep in the back of the store, knocked out. And it's like, Rich, and I knew I was always afraid because I didn't want to, like, I knew Rich had been in Nam.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, Rich, trying to hide behind stuff. It's varying. Don't be alarmed. I just want to get my books and go. I'm gonna put 20 up there on the register. I got more than $20 over for books, but I'm not sure on this one. I'll read it first. If it's worth 20, if it's worth the money, I'll come back and pay for this one. He was a real cool guy, but he would give me books. Have you read this story? It's a real good story. You gotta read it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like that character, Rich. No, you will. I know what it was. It was like that free hit of smack. That's what it was. No, read this. It's free. Don't worry. Next week he'll be a customer for life. What was that?
But you know,
yeah,
that's you know, I mean, in spite of, you know, his TV preferences, I mean, but that's kind of the way to do it.
yeah. Well, that was a different guy. The other guy.
Okay.
Yeah. That was two different guys.
That's kind of, you know,
Michael Gracia says, "Good morning. Hope you're having a great morning. Fun listening to while inking this morning."
I'm happy.
You're doing well.
Yeah. Michael, I have a question about the inking. If you're listening still,
Says it's Wally's fault.
Is inking relaxing to you? Because inking for me is not relaxing. Inking to me is one of the most stressful things ever. I don't breathe when I'm inking.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't think any of the process is relaxing.
Yes, that might be the whole episode there. AnimalPlanet.com, TV shows, Treehouse Masters videos, Treehouse for Nature superheroes. Yeah.
If we play a clip, they'll be like, no. Like,
that'll get
copyright
strike.
The man we're covering is on the show. What are you talking about?
Grant says, I'm from Pittsburgh. I wonder if I ever went to the comic book store. The comic book store was here in Flint. I don't think he had a comic shop over in Pittsburgh. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Oh, no,
he did run the Pittsburgh show for quite a while.
No, he's talking about the shop where the guy killed his wife.
Yeah, that was here in Michigan.
Yeah. It was over. Yeah, but
allegedly.
Allegedly.
No. They definitely found the body here.
No. But whether he did it or not, that's alleged.
That's alleged. Yes.
Well, you remember
he's kind of been convicted for it too, so he's in prison.
Well, you remember he went to when he left here. Did he get
out from underneath that?
When he left here
first.
He left here first. He went down to Pittsburgh and opened the store with the same name.
Oh, okay.
The same name with the new wife.
Mm-hmm.
And had her working there. And it's like, are you okay? And then he started doing the comic show. And it was like, oh, so you had a store there too, Grant. You might have went in there.
You might have gone there.
And Grant, I would ask you this too. Have you been to BrEaKfAsT? I been to that show a few times. I was wondering if you've gone to that show.
That was not the Pittsburgh show that we were talking about.
No, it's a different show. It's a different show.
Different show.
Yeah. It's a cool show.
That show was always very funny for me. The people that ran it, I thought were great, like what you were saying, Daphne. But that show was literally like a pendulum swing for me. One year I would do it and kill. The next year I would do it and I would make no money.
Same thing with us. The
next year I went back, I would kill again. And I'm like, I don't understand it. And that happened twice in both directions. And I was like, after the last one, and I made no money.
It's poor phrasing, Randy.
I was done. What?
Poor phrasing.
Poor phrasing? What?
One year I would do it and kill. The next year.
Oh yeah, no, that was not an intentional point. When I mean kill, I mean I would make a really hard, good profit.
Right. No, the same thing would happen to us too. You know.
The two things I remember about that show was Pittsburgh. To me, in my opinion, had the rudest people outside of the convention. In the convention, it was like every other convention. But outside of the show, in the city, rude people. And that the second thing, my fondest memory, and one of my fondest conventioning memories, is I was with Pamela Hazelton from Monk Studios. She was with Joe Monks at the time, was selling books, and we went and did we went and ate at Hooters with Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti, and sat at the table, and the two of them were battling back and forth over who had the best Christopher Walken imitation.
Oh no!
And it was hilarious. We were pounding the table and just laughing, and it was a really good time. Yeah.
You know, my last memory of Pittsburgh Comic Con was we had a table diagonal from Mark Singer.
Oh,
so
really?
It's like, so I spent so it's like the entire weekend. It's like me and Mark Singer were just like bantering back and forth. It was fun.
Were you like young geek girl back then, or what?
Oh yeah, and I was dressed up too.
I loved you in Beastmaster.
Oh no, for real. I was like completely fangirling too. Yeah. It's like
because he was one of those genre actors that had done so many really cool parts. And, you know, it'd be really cool. Yeah.
We're gonna have
he was
to dig.
Such a nice guy. Such a nice, because he was just like that to everybody. And it was just like, you know, so so Pittsburgh Comic Con, despite everything.
There's some really good memories there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can find it, and I even if I could, I probably couldn't show it. There is a Wizard World used to go out on the convention floor before the shows would start, and they'd have a guy with a microphone. He'd you know, hype up the show, and they put it on their website and on their YouTube. Okay. And this is like 05, 06, and I remember seeing the guy as I was walking through the convention, because I was there as a fan. But if you look at that footage, and one day I'll put it up, you'll see a very slim and young Varian walking in the background, standing at the Mike Turner table, looking over, because no one's there, looking over the Mike Turner art, like, oh my god. And it's weird. It's really weird looking at myself. Like, did you have any old pictures, Daphne? Like,
yes, I do.
You have to share them one day.
Yeah, no, I have to, because also it's like I used to dress up, so it's like I have all like these medieval costumes and stuff that I would like go to shows in, which I unfortunately don't fit in it anymore. But hey, we were all young and slim back then.
Yeah, Jason Moore, every once in a while we'll pull up an old photograph. In fact, he just did an entire album of photos that he took when Chicago Con used to be at the Titans Tower building way back when, before Wizard took it over. And that was a callback. Yeah. To go, everybody looks so young then. Yeah.
GrandPa's Comic Con, he says a GrandPa's comic book store owner was shot in his store in broad daylight over something like $50. Did not steal any comics, and he had an X-Men #1 at that point 10 years ago or so. Wow. Yeah, that was somebody looking for looking for cash.
Yeah. Mark also says, "Hi guys, just using you guys as background noise."
Oh, okay, good. As long as we're pleasant background noise.
That's good, Mark, because most people will tell you Varian and I have faces made for radio.
Yeah.
Is the radio on this morning?
It is. I don't have numbers yet, but give me like 10 minutes and it should populate.
It's all still cranking.
Yeah. Grant says, that's interesting. Because collectors can't stop bragging about their most valuable comics.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, Yeah.
Hard to imagine you get murdered over that. Yes, it does happen.
People get murdered for even less.
More and more as time goes on, as these comic values rise and they become more valuable. Yeah. You hear about that way too often, about somebody breaking into a store and stealing their slabbed books or whatever. Yeah. It's a tragedy.
Yeah. Grant also says, I hate when you walk into a business and they have Fox News on and giving you money. I shouldn't have to watch propaganda. Well, you think they would put a comic movie on, but they don't do that anymore. They don't. A
lot of comic shops around here will do that. They'll play if it's not a comic movie, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh,
but at least wrestling.
Right, but at least it's neutral. I can't stand walking into any place that has any news on, and it doesn't matter which CNN, Fox, whatever. It's like, oh my God, shut that off. I cannot stand it. I cannot stand it.
What drives me crazy is at a hospital waiting room when that's going on, because you're like looking to see if anybody's got the remote or if you can change it.
Yeah, it's like, look, can't you guys just put on like Law and Order, like a Law and Order marathon or something?
But then again, if you do, or if they do have a neutral station on, it's usually so brain dead anyway. It's Kelly and whoever, and just my God.
That's when you realize how much of television is awful in general.
Or else it's just solid food porn.
Yeah.
The
Food Network. You see, that's a good. That's a good neutral.
Yeah.
just put it on Food Network.
To argue with food.
Yeah.
Although that one person, I'm on a diet, I can't watch this. Please turn the channel. Although we did have one guy get up and turn the game once in the waiting room at the hospital, and he was threatened that he was going to be there a little bit longer for other injuries if he touched a TV again.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't touch the TV. Just get up.
You mean? What?
No, he turned it from the game.
Well, that would incite anybody.
Yeah.
That's just, if ever I walk in and there's a game on, it's it's better. I tell myself it's better than watching some of the other games.
Absolutely.
Touch guys run across back and forth doing whatever they're going to do, hiding whatever ball they've got. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
I can definitely put up with that, as opposed to idiots sitting in a chair talking to other idiots in a chair.
Exactly. And that could be anything.
Yeah. Just watch Indie Vote. We
Interesting. Inking is relaxing to me. Coloring is stressful.
Oh, yeah.
I'll hold my breath sometime. I haven't inked with a brush in a long time, but I used to be incredibly good at it. But that would be the time that I would hold my breath if there was a long line that I had to hit with a brush, or that I was too lazy to go grab my rapidograph with, and just, that's when you hold your breath.
Yeah, I bought an Ames lettering guide, by the way.
How long ago?
Last week.
There you go. Wow. What antique shop did you find that in?
Yeah. It was at
some architectural supply shop.
I was at the art store that can't be named.
Had to dust it off. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
the art store that can't. I mean, I kind of know too.
Yeah.
By the way, folks, we are available for sponsorships. Anytime that you want us to sponsor your store or program, please get a hold, or art supply store, please get a hold of Various.
Yeah, there's a.
But in the meantime, we ain't gonna name you.
Yeah. Well, if I name this, people are like, you go there. Do you know their stances? I know they got a 40% off coupon every day.
They actually had an Ames lettering guide at one of the larger craft stores.
Yeah.
Was it a Not Michael's?
It was a Not Michael's.
Not Michael's. Okay.
Obviously, it was Joanne Crafts. Yes.
It was very. They have orange and blue letters, I believe.
Well, then that's Home Depot. We all know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to say though, it's like, outside of New York, your craft stores are pretty epic. I mean, it's like you guys have like, I watch like videos online of people shopping at craft stores out, and they're like, how is it that you guys have like a proper art store inside of a craft store, when over here I can't even get felt?
Oh no, believe me, here we're lucky if we have a art supply aisle.
Oh,
in those craft stores. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty lucky.
I'll tell you this: there have been a couple of times when I've needed a stray T-shirt that I know I can run over to Michael's and buy just the same shirt, the same quality, maybe $1 more than what I could get at wholesale. But
in a pinch, right?
I'm very happy to buy that, as opposed to have to wait a day for the or more for the distributor to mail it to me and have to pay $20 in shipping.
Yeah, because it's like I have a Michael's near me, and it's like if I need something more serious, I have to go into the city and go to BrEaKfAsT to I have to go out of my way.
Yeah. Well, that's why you stock up. You get a few pads and some boards and pencils, and then I still have my old stock sitting on a shelf. Once I got the board, though, hardly ever touch them.
I wait for the Strathmores to go on like buy one get one free.
You get to know some of these hobby stores up here. They'll send you coupons. 50%
oh no, yeah,
off
absolutely, yeah.
30% off the whole
Michael's
order.
app. Every time I go, there's a coupon.
Yeah.
We hit Ollie's yesterday with a 15% off your entire purchase.
There you go.
thing, but the store was so barren of merchandise. It looked like they had gone through and completely wiped out the graphic novel section, except for maybe 3 or 4 boxes of stuff.
Wow.
And some really crappy looking Batman hardback, Batman's 100 Greatest Moments type coffee table type thing that was like, no.
Yeah.
But they used, last time I was in there, which 3 or 4 weeks ago, they had like an entire stacks of Golden Age Superman collections and stuff like that were really nice. I did find 2 copies of the Newsboy Legion book, but I already had it. So.
I gotta check out the Books a Million once everything kind of calms down here and just like really we've been there before, but it's like now it's like, oh, I didn't pay attention the last time I was there. So
yeah, that or try the Second and Charles branch. Also, but yeah, for me, the hobby store
and Books a Million, we are open for sponsorships.
Right? Yes.
Please get a hold of us.
Well, I almost said, well,
Varian will put a pop filter on his microphone just for you.
Yeah, I'll even put your logo on the pop filter. I'll put Well, I'll go into the name, but Hobby Lobby, in their app, they have 40% off every day. Or
you actually go there?
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
I have to, man. That 40%, and I've gone. It's funny. I've used the coupon like on like a Copic. The wife has used it. And if we take my mother with us, I'll be like, Mom, here, you bring it on your phone. And so that's 3 Copics, 40% off. If you walk out the store and walk back in, you can use it again. They say you're going to use it once a day, but I've done it before where we just walked right back in the store and got another one and came back in and used the coupon again.
What are you paying for? It's like, what are you paying for that Copic straight though? Like $7, $8?
$7.99. Yeah. And they, it's, and then there's another hobby like right around the corner from me. There's like 2 within like a 10-minute drive from each other. But you've seen the map of my community. It's the same thing over and over.
It's the Hobby Lobby next to the GameStop.
yeah. Like, there's 2 of them. Which one? I joke with my wife that our neighborhood is like one of those old Flintstones backgrounds. It is repeating the same places over and over and over again, like
the same boulder building every time.
Really.
It's I mean, I joke about it, but there's 3 Walmarts on the same road. 3. I got one 5 minutes that way, one 5 minutes that way. If I go another 5 minutes, there's another one. And it's like, why do I have all these different Walmart stores? They all have the same thing but I found out recently that the managers control the prices at Walmart.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there are certain things that are on clearance at one that aren't on clearance at another. Because I walked into a Walmart and I seen an item on clearance, so I bought it. And I said, man, if I had 2 more of these, that'd be great. So I went to the other one and I'm like, oh, here they are. Wait a minute, these are on clearance. Yeah, these aren't on clearance. So I went to the manager. I'm like, hey, these are on clearance at the other store, but he's like, yeah, managers just make up their own prices per store.
Huh? Like, go figure.
Really?
But also it's like the way you explain it to me too is that it's a neighborhood thing. Like they cross like there's like a 5-foot space and all of a sudden you're in a new neighborhood. Technically that Walmart is in a different neighborhood.
They are. They are because that one is in that's technically Sterling Heights. That one's Clinton Township. That one down the street is Chesterfield. Yeah. So it's with prices through the entire store too, because we have a big box chain department store up here that we get circulars from every Sunday. They pop up in the Sunday paper, and the prices that we get here. And Monica's got a cousin who lives down around the Detroit area. They can call each other and start comparing prices because we make tamales and we look for pork butts, inexpensively priced. Good quality pork butt in order to make them with, and they'll when it comes time for the season, they'll start comparing prices between each other, and one would pick it up. Sometimes it's dollars per pound difference between the places. And you would think even up here, the prices that are in one box store 20 minutes away in a more affluent area is a whole different set of prices.
Right. Yeah. Because that was what I was about to ask too. It's like, even though they're close, they're that close to each other, there's like the good one and there's like the janky one, right?
Yeah.
I lived at the apartment complex called the Manors at Knollwood.
So now everybody knows where you live.
No, I used to live there. I don't live. Yeah, used to live. I don't live there anymore. Yeah, and it's called the Manors at Knollwood. It is a gated apartment complex or condominium complex, and I'm townhouse. Yeah, and it was. I remember they say it's luxury living. Well, on their brochure in the background it said, "We are within minutes. We're walking distance of the high-end Walmart."
The high-end Walmart.
Yeah, and it's like the high-end Walmart. That word doesn't sound. That's like summer in school. Those two words don't go together.
It's like that. No, it's what they call an oxymoron.
Yeah, and I'm like, but technically, it is the Walmart I prefer going to. I did prefer going to that one because
there's always. Yeah.
There's less oddly dressed women there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Now there is one Walmart. I'll tell you,
they all used to be open 24 hours, but that came to a quick end.
There is one, I won't say where it's at because I don't want to offend anybody, but there's one that I go to.
That's the low-end Walmart.
Low-end Walmart. And when I can't find an item that's sold out, I go to that one. An expensive item that's sold out elsewhere, I go to that one because I know that they're going to have it. Because people over there at that Walmart can't afford that item. So they might not have many over there, but they're going to at least have one or two. And now you make sure you get your ass to the parking lot in the car with it. Because also, Reddy, switching gears here a bit though, from digging on Walmart, I did get an email today because USPS knows I have a business account there as well for sending out packages. They sent me an email this morning. I want to share for everybody.
You're getting my TV?
yeah, it's good. That was right here.
You had it rerouted.
They sent me an email this morning, and I want to share for everybody because I know there are people who make comics and are shipping them for the holidays. Here, a little bit of warning for you guys. I got this notice here. USPS has issued a notice of delivery service impacts. The USPS is experiencing unprecedented volume increases and limited employee availability because,
what a proper what kind of Orwellian newspeak is that? Holy shit. Limited employee availability. That means we didn't fucking hire enough people.
Well, that's always. So it's like, so they and then that one person gets sick and then it's like they're out for the month.
You walk into any of these box stores right now, they have limited employee availability.
Yeah. But the thing is that they've always been like that. Now they just have an excuse to hide behind.
Yeah, because COVID.
Yeah.
I had a car repair like that once.
We appreciate your
3 freaking weeks.
We appreciate your patience and remain committed to delivering the holidays to you.
Holy crap.
If you got anything in the mail that you're sending out comics, send them out now. Send them out now.
Well, it's not going to.
You were supposed to have sent those out by the start of this week, I believe. Monday was the cutoff date for the best. Now you're in best of luck land.
Yeah.
Especially now for us. Speaking of Pittsburgh, everything that we mail, I could mail a letter to Very, and it goes through Pittsburgh before it goes to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. And also I think it depends on where you are too, because like around where I am, I've never seen so many employees at the post office. Like every window has a person. Before it used to be like just one. Yeah. So now it's like everybody, and it's like, oh, since when does that happen?
I went in there for stamps yesterday and was surprised that actually every station that they had at the front counter actually had a person behind it. I'm like, I wish they do this all the time because the line actually moved instead of, I got it, man, I got to go get stamps. It's going to take me an hour at the post office.
Yeah, because you're always standing behind that one person that needs rates for everything.
Yeah,
the one that brings in the 4 packages.
And I know. I'm always doing prepaid labels. It's like, look, let me just dump it and that's it. I'm out.
Yeah. That was one of the windows yesterday. What do you mean I have to tell you what medicines I'm mailing?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That and I remember when I worked at the UPS store, people would come in there and they would drop their USPS packages off there, and I was like, "Sir, I can't understand. I can't." And people would get mad at me. Yes, you can. I'm like, "Sir, I'm a UPS. This is for the USPS," and they would get mad. You got to change your name. Hey, why do I got to change my name? Hey,
I was at the post office.
Holy crap! Look who's in the green room.
We've been a star is among us.
Robert, don't eat all the Cheetos back there.
You want to bring him in? Let's bring him in.
Yeah, we can bring him in. Hey, Robert Marzullo.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
Good. How are you?
Good. Long time no see, even though you're like 15 minutes from my house.
That's how it
Yeah,
always
I know.
goes.
It's horrible. Isn't it?
It's really crappy.
Yeah, I know it. We got to make more time to get together and powwow.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what we're kind of doing now. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
I sent you the link. So just in
Yeah,
case.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Happy to have you aboard. Why don't you introduce yourself to our radio audience? Because we have an internet radio station that goes all around the world.
Oh, sweet. I'm Rob Marzullo, Ram Studio Comics, and creator of the Blackstone comic and YouTuber. I share video tutorials, stuff like that.
Yeah.
On
That
drawing
was
comics.
that was too modest. You have a book out that's available. Is that still available at the craft shops?
Yeah, Learn to Draw Action Heroes. You can get that in Hobby Lobby. Amazon's probably your easiest bet. You know, obviously everybody goes to Amazon for pretty much everything at this point. But yeah, so it's there.
Oh, that's cool. So you have your own art tutorial book then?
Yeah, it's about can you see it on the bookshelf back there? Somewhere back
No,
there.
it's
but
too small.
It's too small. It's larger in real life. It's 156 pages. Yeah, it took about 6 months of my life, so I'm pretty proud of it and upset at it at the same time. It's a love-hate relationship.
Yeah,
that's time to do a revision. Is that what you're saying?
In general.
Yeah, definitely should do a revision.
Time to contact that publisher and say, hey.
You know, I think I'm going to do it on my own this next round out. You know, I've dealt with a lot of people. Yeah, I've dealt with a lot of people that are doing that with PDF books, and they're having real good success. Yeah, you can even take some of these course structure sites, and instead of putting a course up there, you can put a PDF of your book. They're having really good luck with that, and obviously you got crowdfunding as well. You know, obviously those options. So,
are you still teaching online?
Yeah. Just making courses, and then you know, doing a lot of YouTube stuff. I just posted a video yesterday on YouTube. I got another one in the works right now that I'll probably put up today. It's like I'm going in these spurts of where I get excited and I make a bunch of content, and then I get lazy or discouraged or uninspired, and then I just ride it out for a bit.
Yeah, that's that circle wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like, considering what you do, it's like, just to circle back to I guess one of the earlier questions about whether how easy it is to self-publish. Like, kids these days, they're not appreciative of how difficult it was. And my whole thing was I was more concerned about kids not learning their craft properly because it was easy to publish a comic. I mean, since you're a teacher, like, what is it that you see concerning that? Like, do you see them being a bit more flippant about learning their craft, or it just depends?
Yeah, you know, so when you're saying because it's so easy to put stuff out there now, they're not as dedicated to refining their craft, their skill set. Yeah, I would say so. I think that what happens is, since anybody has a voice and anybody can develop followings on social media and stuff like that, they're very accustomed to putting out whatever, you know, where before, like, say you had to go to a convention and show your best work at an art review table. You know, we've all been there where you had to stand in line and you're sweating because you're coming up to this professional and showing your work, and then they're ripping you apart, right? I mean, I was there. You guys can relate, right? But now that doesn't happen as much, and now it's like anybody can put out anything and get immediate gratification. So I think you do have to be careful of that, and I try to talk to students about that. Like, you know, you really do want to hone your skills. Hey, that's an old video, by the way, Variant. Did you do that?
Yeah, Variant popped that.
Yeah. All right, just check. That's an old one, folks. Just so you know. It's gotten a little better.
I want to. It's funny. It's one of my favorite ones. But
you're trying to embarrass me on the show, aren't you?
No, I love this video. But yeah,
thank you.
It's Rob. He's been at a lot of Flint shows with me, and I always stop by the table and talk to him. But one of a young guy I'm helping with his comic. He's really enamored by Rob's artwork. Like, he's actually trying to draw now because he watches all Rob's tutorials. And I'm like, Yes, it's good, man. You know, I mean, I don't think I've ever inspired anyone to draw. Like, if anything,
I'm
I've
sure
inspired
you
them. I don't think I've. Even my son is like, screw it at this point. But yeah, it's you know, I do like you know, and you actually I have a black and white pencil. It's a copy of your pencils, which I look at. It's actually over by my art desk, and it's yeah, it's just the line work is really good on this stuff. So
thank you. Yeah,
I'll bring up a more modern video though. I'll find a new modern.
All right, there you go. Yeah, come on. I'm trying to think. Maybe I should tell you one to pick out now. Whatever you think.
I'm sorry if it's on YouTube, it's there forever until you
take
it
pretty
down.
much.
Yeah, it's public domain, pretty much, right?
Just gotta own it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's back to, you know, the point of like the students, you know, trying to put out their best work. I think that like we've had a couple things on the channel where we've brought in different artists and talked about reviews. We had David Finch on there, reviewed some artwork. You know, he's obviously worked for all the big guys and does some amazing work. And, you know, we reviewed artwork, and we even had that happen on that review session where people were showing unfinished sketches. And I'm like, you know, I didn't want to be mean, but I wanted to say something about it. Like, you don't do that. You gotta, you know, you gotta show some finished work, or you shouldn't probably be bringing it to the viewing table of a professional, or, you know, I mean, you wouldn't do that at a show, I don't think.
Right.
So there is that, like, you know, I think that artists have to really put in that time. And even if their work's not perfect, none of our work's perfect. My work's not great. It's okay, but I got to finish it. You know, I have to, like this one that he just pulled up. I did it fast, and I put pencils, inks, and colors to it, because then at least it's done. And then I can say, well, here it is what it is. I mean, maybe it's not some perfect piece of art, but it's finished. And then I can move on to the next one and the next one. And that's a big part of, you know, obviously getting a book done, you know.
Yes, it is.
And this I'm watching like, you're right about finishing artwork, because I got, like, I don't know if anybody else had. Anybody else have any abandoned pieces they started?
Yeah.
And
we all do. We all do.
Yeah. I thought I was like notorious for it, because there are several. There are several. If they were children, I'd be on Maury by now. He don't do nothing for me. He don't do nothing for me. But I'm like, the Spider-Man is pretty cool.
Thanks.
Spider-Man is a character that you have to commit to finishing, because he got all those damn lines.
I hate the webs.
Yeah. It's like,
even back during the Ditko days, I remember reading a comic strip that Ditko had done that was a filler in one of the annuals. And he's like, he's all done. He thinks he's all done. And he goes, oh, I forgot the webbing. And he has to go in and fill it all in. Yeah.
I seen, did we miss it? Was it, Michael has said that inking is stressful. I'm much more penciler, but I have less stress inking digitally because of the undo button. Yeah, see, if you're doing it digitally, but like, I hold my breath, and it's to the point where afterwards I feel lightheaded after inking.
You hold your breath for too long.
No, but that also goes back to the thing that we're like using. Oh yeah, thank you. That's a staple.
Yeah, there's your undo right there.
I could not find. You know what? I could not find who did that. I could not find who was making that whiteout. I couldn't find it, and every time
I had a problem for a little bit too, where I couldn't find it.
Yeah, every time I was trying to find out who was the manufacturer, and every time
Patel, I think it is
Presto,
yeah,
great stuff. I got that on Amazon. I've got a couple that I go to. What's nice about that is it lays it down really thick and opaque, and it almost feels like the Bristol board. So I mean, it's like you really have a lot of options there. And then what you start to realize is you get some of your best effects by gunking some whiteout down and messing around with it. Like, and there's all these different techniques for that, razor blades and flicking the toothbrush. And you got to use whiteout to your advantage. I don't do as much traditional, but it's piquing my interest again. It really is. And then I just listened to a podcast yesterday from Liefeld talking about the art value just skyrocketing for original art lately.
Because no one's doing it.
Yeah, and it's going through the roof. But the way he talked about it, it was just really inspiring to appreciate that tangible art that is, you know, so valuable, not just monetarily, but other ways. And it's it's got me wanting to go back to not ditch digital, because I teach it, so I can't be like, I'm done with digital. But I use the best of all of them. Like, I end up digitally coloring this one because I just can't color on paper. I just can't do it. So
Empyrean Vol says, I actually have that Robert Marzullo book. LOL, excellent. And Learning Your Action Heroes. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. You bring to a show when we get those back. I'm sure Rob will sign it for you.
There you go. Oh, I can't wait to get back to those shows.
Oh yeah,
I miss it. Yeah,
I really do.
I didn't think I would either, and I was surprised. Like, yeah.
You know, I was in the Liberty Warehouse yesterday with Lola, and she made this comment. I'm like, wow, she does miss Comic Cons, because we're bringing these long boxes into the warehouse and we're putting them on this dolly. And she says, I guess this is as close as I'm getting to a con this year, huh? And it almost sounded like it was heartbreaking there.
Yeah, heartbreaking.
And I was like, I'm sorry, I did this to you. I did this to you. She had never gone to cons before me, you know. So this is she misses cons now. She misses.
Yeah. But you know, you guys are emulating it really well with your show, you know, which is so important. So I give you a lot of credit for that, because this is what we'd be doing at the show, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Happen to talking about comics and art, and so it's not the same thing, obviously, but it's giving people a little bit of a break. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, plus with the reach that we have, we're actually talking to thousands of people.
Yeah. Speaking of reach, Randy, I got the numbers now.
Yeah. Okay.
For this morning, right now, currently we are at 52,788. 52,788 people listening. Want to thank Ireland. Want to thank. I can't even think how to pronounce that country. Is that Paraguay?
Paraguay.
Yeah.
I didn't even have the comments enabled. Goodness.
Yeah. Want to thank Mexico, and you guys are all. Thanks for rocking with us this morning. We
appreciate each and every one of you listening in.
Yeah,
love you all.
I have that pin,
everybody.
I have that pin, but I can't do that.
Yeah, you know, all that is when you got the brush pen like that, all I'm doing is I'm squiggling back and forth, and I'm just using the very tip of it. So you just don't bear down on the brush. You just use the very end of it. Oh man, them brush pens are so great for texture and so fast. And there's that Presto whiteout.
Yeah.
And I'll go back and forth. I was about ready to flick it. You know, you flick in kind of. I've noticed that a lot now. A lot of the styles, they're putting down heavy black, and they're doing a lot of breakup in the black with whiteout, like a lot of flicking, a lot of just scratchy lines everywhere. It just adds lots of good texture, and it's actually pretty easy to do, and it's quick. You know, it's really quick.
Yeah.
I have a hand of an ox, so I destroy all my brush pens.
Nice.
I'm like way too heavy-handed.
Yeah, I feel your pain. It took me a lot of time. I think Randy's the one that pushed me towards brush way back in the day. Yeah, up until then, I was using microns, or not microns.
Oh yeah.
I was using Rapidographs. Yes, like the really tiny one.
Yeah.
And I'm like putting all this effort into putting these tiny lines everywhere. And I believe Randy was like, man, you got to use a brush. And he started calling out all the great artists that do amazing brush work. And yeah, so you're the one that pushed me into that, Randy. Well, now it's a brush pen. But,
you know, and again, it's one of those things you never know who you're touching, especially on a program like this. We got 50-some thousand people out there, and most of those are comic aficionados.
Right.
That some of them just listen to us for the buffoonery, but you know, some of them are comic book aficionados.
Boy, do we deliver.
Yeah.
The buffoonery and the nitwittery. Yeah.
I like this piece. John says the entire process of writing and drawing comics should be enjoyable. It is for me. Stretch your creative muscles, Varian.
Stretch them. John Celestri, we've had on the program before. I don't know how much of Indie Volt you've listened to, Rob, but John is awesome. He's a longtime animator. Worked for Don Bluth Studios and Nelvana, a bunch of studios all over.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He's doing his own comics now, crowdfunding.
That's awesome.
Crowdbooks, yeah.
He's
January 2nd. Oh, IndieCon.
Yeah, IndieCon. We're actually taking a spot on IndieCon. We're gonna invade his IndieCon for an hour,
Are we?
Yeah.
Is that you or us or what?
Yeah, I think it's all of us. We're just all going there for an hour.
I got a spot on the show, so
Yeah. We're going to invade it and take it over, and make him suffer.
Yep, I remember that Hooters near Monroeville Mall Convention Center. Yeah, Grant.
Thought I was reading that wrong for a minute.
We were talking earlier. Out in Pittsburgh? One of my fondest memories of that show is we went out to dinner one time, and we had Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti with us, and they were combating back and forth over their favorite or their Christopher Walken impersonations.
Nice.
And we were all
gotta love a good Christopher Walken impersonation.
Yeah. It's I used to try to do the Christopher Walken impersonation. I couldn't do it, but New York City's off the hook for being.
That's just my impression.
No. You know, it's funny because it's like we didn't notice. We never noticed because we're from New York. This is
Well, I've done a couple of shows in New York City. I remember them fondly. And the last one I did was 2001 in October, right after the towers had fallen. And we did a show in the basement of a church that Joe Simon was at. It was the special guest at. And we walked through Times Square at the time. It was like a ghost town. It was a very eerie time, and everybody, it was special. I hate to say a special time, but it was a very solemn time. That, you know, that's the only time that I've ever seen where a fire truck would go by or a police car would go by and everybody would applaud as they went past.
It's like there's some places in Manhattan where I get that heaviness in my chest if I pass by. It's real. It's real.
Yeah. I went there before and after, and there was definitely a change. You could tell. A huge change. But the nicest place ever, South Dakota. The people there are a little too friendly. Because I have never been greeted. I have never been greeted in a public bathroom ever. Like somebody walks in, they're like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I am fine. How are you?"
I'm a bit busy here.
Just here to pee.
Yeah. Like, why are you talking to me, sir?
Would you please get out of my stall?
For real, right? It's like, you're here.
Everyone there is so nice, and they were a little taken because Lola dresses like a She.
I was gonna say, please be nice.
Her,
Well,
she tank tops.
Yeah, she calls it. She calls it. Slutting it up is what she calls it. She adds mini skirts on, some type of like leg material, and she wears these big furry leg warmers. Not to mention the heels. And I've told Lola before, when we leave the show, you gotta remember somebody like, "Hey, you guys want to go to dinner? We're going right after the show." And I'm like, "You don't have a change of clothes. You didn't bring any pants. You're going to walk into a restaurant like that?" And she's like, "I don't care." And I'm like, "But I do." I do. And she'll walk into a restaurant just like that. And she's gone to the bank like that, like right before a show. And we were in South Dakota, and we went to this restaurant that was highly recommended.
South Dakota, that must have gotten you some good looks.
Yeah. It was like, what is she wearing? But I tell you this, every place down there was a casino. Every place.
Well, that's because there's a lot of reservation land over there.
Yeah. I walked into places, there were slot machines. I'm like, in church? Like, it was every place there was a slot machine. There were 3 slot machines in my lobby of my hotel.
Yeah. Wow. Vegas was kind of, when we first went to Vegas, that was kind of like a culture shock. Like, you're not even off the airplane and there's a slot machine.
Oh yeah.
Eventually they'll be on the plane, and
for real.
They keep pushing it back. You go to every gas station, there's slot machines. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It takes a minute to get used to when you go to Vegas.
They're like, we've now entered Nevada airspace.
Yeah, exactly. They start wheeling it down.
Kind of roll. They roll forward, and there's a slot machine.
If you'll notice, the back of the seat in front of you is now turned into a slot device.
A little arm pops out.
I remember landing in Vegas, and everyone applauds. and the pilot comes on the air with the smoothest voice ever. He lands and he says, and everyone starts applauding. He says, "You were expecting something else?"
Right, I know, that's what I'm thinking. Everybody applauds. I can't believe we made it.
Yeah, no, that's the airplane stress thing.
Yeah, just glad to be in Vegas. That's all.
Right.
Yeah.
Time to
Marv
party.
says, "Hey, Rob."
Who did?
Marv says hello.
Marv?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Marv?
He
just had a birthday yesterday, by the way.
Okay, cool. Happy birthday, Marv.
Yeah, Marv. I believe Marv found us. Was it through the radio or just YouTube? I can't recall.
I think I'm not sure.
But he is
through the radio or YouTube. He must be familiar with you. So
yeah, he's in Portugal.
Marv's from Portugal. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Does
Good to see you here.
working on a property called the Sin Killer.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That sounds cool.
Yes. Oh, go ahead, Randy.
Got a great style.
His style is like this, like the
Great guy.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm gonna tell you, I went to the store yesterday and they got these mini sewing kits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for $1 at Walgreens, these little mini sewing kits.
The tin is worth that much. Well, it looks like a cookie tin, actually.
Well, yeah. Well, guess somebody put cookies. Somebody put cookies in it. Someone put cookies in it. Yeah, I didn't want
to. Like an Altoids tin. Does it actually have Altoids in it, or does it have a
it has cookies inside? I've eaten most of the cookies, so it'll become a sewing tin after this.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But I never knew they had cookies. And my mother, she already seen it, and she says, "Can I have that when you're done?" I'm like, she gets so little and cute. I'm like, "What are you gonna put in it? Why do you want my?" No, but she's not.
Why do you want my tin?
Yeah.
See, now they used to have tins like that all over the place. Yeah. It's just they've become more and more scarce thanks to plastic.
Yeah.
Indie Vote Radio question for Rob. Rob, is your book available in any other languages besides English?
Spanish. That's the only one I'm aware of. I know it's in Spanish.
Okay.
That's all I know about at the moment.
Okay.
I don't know if they converted the PDF to anything else, but
it is in Espanol.
It is in Espanol, yes. Hablo?
We'll have to talk to Dominic Burse here about translating into French. And
oui.
Yeah. It's
that's all I know. That and French fries.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's not French, my bad. They're delicious though, I'll tell you that.
That and French fries. We had Simon speaks French, right? Randy?
Yes, he's Canadian. I'm pretty sure. Well, not that all Canadians naturally speak French.
Yeah, because I don't think Higgins can speak anything other than English. And it's Canadian English, so it's barely.
Yeah. Bob says, I got 3 kids doing virtual school, one going crazy with nothing to do, and I'm trying to keep up here. LOL.
Yeah. I bet. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Grant says the mall across from where they did Pittsburgh Comic Convention is where they filmed Dawn of the Dead. Yes, I remember.
Wow.
I remember going there and walking through it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Another ironic fact: the wife was named. No, it wasn't. I'm joking.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
They put comic book movies up sometimes at JHU or Midtown Comics. Thank you. Acting like either side of the media is better is sad.
Yeah. No, it is not. No, they all suck.
Yeah.
Equal amount.
Like I said, put it on Food Network.
Play tot the money, whatever. Evangelical areas all have at least one Hobby Lobby. It's closed, but it's closed on Sunday.
Yeah, which is what I need the most.
Yeah.
And someone one day is going to realize the advantages to having a 24-hour art store and clean up. Because I draw at night, and that's when I need stuff.
Well, all of those 24-hour stores have stopped.
Yeah,
thanks to the bug. So
yeah,
but someone's gonna realize if we stayed open all night, those crazy artists, they get up at 3:00 in the morning. They'll come here. They'll come by an art.
I don't know if they want us in their store at 3 in the morning though.
Well, yeah,
that's very true.
Oh yeah, pouring one out for Pearl Art Supply. That's for sure. That used to be the regular spot before like Utrecht and Dick. Well, I think Utrecht bought Dick Blick or Dick Blick bought Utrecht, but Dick Blick is the thing now.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna see pretty soon, anyways, at the rate things are going, is where you order something and if you pay a premium, it's just gonna come to your house in about an hour. on a drone. I mean, they've been working on that technology for a while. We'll see it pretty soon. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Amazon is already getting fidgety because they've got their own delivery service. So if you're not a member of Prime, they don't even bother to process your order for 8 weeks.
No, for real. There's a huge
it's irritating as crap.
Yeah, I have a friend who complains about it constantly. He refuses to sign up for Prime, and the simplest thing takes about 8 weeks to deliver.
Wow. They don't even send the order on to the independent dealer for like 6 weeks because you're not a member.
Meanwhile, I get stuff the next day.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't notice because I'm a member of Prime. And, you know, I just did that because I order a lot from Amazon. There was so many things that it was just easier for me to get, and I'm lazy. And and then you get the Prime, you get free shipping. So, but I didn't realize there was some, you know, like on the other side of that fence that there was people not getting their stuff.
Yeah,
either.
no.
I used to always, I was not a member of Prime. But I used to always order over $30 worth of stuff at a hit in order to get the free shipping. And now it's totally worthless. Yeah. Totally worthless. I haven't ordered anything from Amazon in months because I went to order, I ordered these headphones, took 2 months. Wow. But it was during the bug. And I figured, that was, you know, it was during the first set of lockdown, during the first wave.
Right.
But we ordered some other stuff for Christmas. So we just barely, one Christmas present we just got in last week. And I ordered it at the start of October.
Damn. Yeah. Now it's a lot of craziness because of Christmas. Yeah.
And it was an Echo Dot.
Right. That's
it was Amazon's product. They still took 8 weeks before they mailed it out to me.
We're all out of inventory on that one.
Yeah. Conveniently. We left off at my wifey goes to Hobby Lobby religiously for the jewelry she sells. They are very well stocked for that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like, you know, I find it funny, but not in a ha-ha kind of way, how people try to assign morality to these types of box stores. And it's like, look, you know what? I compromise my morals and my ethics every day, hundreds of times. You know, it's like, look, if I need something, I need something. You know, I'm not going to concern myself with how the owner of a company, you know, votes or whether they're smuggling ancient antiquities.
Nice. Well, I missed that story.
You know, it's I find it weird. You know, it's like, you know, not shopping at Hobby Lobby. Not shopping at Hobby Lobby is not going to make you more of a moral person than if you do, you know, because, you know, worry about what you're doing every day. You know,
I've got to step out for a second, but I'm trying to be back as soon as possible.
The TV's here.
We're gonna get good.
See you, Randy.
He'll be back. He's
Rob, good seeing you. I'll be back.
Okay.
He's getting the package. I'll take over from here. Yeah. The way it should be. Now then.
The way it should be.
Now that we got
nice.
Yeah, but that whole thing with like ascribing morality to that type of thing is just like, I find it really useless and irritating.
Right. I'm big on, like, I would rather affect and be good to my neighbor and work outward from that way. And I just feel like that does more overall good.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I can get really concerned about what's happening halfway across the globe, but I'm being a jerk to my neighbor.
Yeah,
you know, like that's to me, I'm going to handle my family, my neighbors, my friends, and hopefully I got some energy left over to help a bigger, broader, you know, thing. Right. But yeah, if you get too bent out of shape over stuff that you really can't have that big of an impact on, I mean, I think overall it could be negative to your own well-being.
I remember going to, there's another pet art store. I forget the name of it. It's where is it out of? But they were the only people that ever carried Jerry's Art Supply. That's what it's called.
The Artorama, Jerry's Artorama.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I've only ordered from them online, but that's because they had an eraser type I was looking for, that Vanish eraser. They had that. No place here had it. I couldn't find it, so I ordered from them. It took about 4 days to get to me, but you know. And then this is pre-COVID, but you know, you almost need Amazon Prime now. You have to have it.
Yeah.
If you don't have it,
No, and then like the worst part is that it does spoil you for other places. Like, you order, like, it's like I order, you order from some person on Etsy and you're like going, hey, why didn't I receive it? It's like, I just ordered it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's a week.
It does ruin you. Yeah, you get so used to that.
Yeah, and Etsy, they have to make that stuff usually. I've waited a month.
Yeah.
Something happened to me the other day, and I joked about it, but I'm like, I'm living in the future. I was on GameStop.com. They had a video game up there for ridiculously cheap, and I'm like, I want that game, and it was available at a store near me, and I clicked on the wrong
link.
Well, not the wrong link, but I clicked on the wrong option they had available. Which was I was gonna click on pick up in store, but I remember they can click on pick up delivery. And I said, oh man, I clicked, I don't want to wait days for this game. But then I noticed that it was actually like the home delivery. They have a third option now at GameStop where they're actually bringing you the game you order. Like they bring it to your house. Within an hour of you. So I'm like, wait a minute, are they sending their employees out like delivery?
Yeah, they are.
But what it is, they sign up for DoorDash.
So interesting.
I could not.
They really were sending out their employees, right?
Yeah, I cannot believe a DoorDasher brought me my video game in a little black bag. They can't see. GameStop, I guess, wraps it up so they can't see what they're delivering. They know they're delivering something.
Right.
So prepare for your PS5s to be stolen after holiday season, folks. If you,
but did you have to pay extra for that?
That's the home part, but
yeah, $4. $4. Oh, okay. Yeah, $4, and I could have put a bunch of things on that same $4 tab, but I was like, no, I just want one game.
Like a 6-pack of tacos from Taco Bell, right?
Yeah,
you could have just got the whole little thing going. Tacos and
swing my Taco Bell for me afterwards. Yeah,
that's amazing. It's cool, but it is sad in a sense because it's going to make us so lazy. I mean, but it keeps us doing our thing. Like as artists, we're sitting here drawing and working or maybe writing or whatever we're doing and creating.
Right.
Let them do what they do and bring it to us, I guess. But yeah, it can really make you lazy and it cut out that social interaction, obviously.
Well, I don't know by how much though, because I am fiending. I am fiending to just go outside and go into the city and go to BrEaKfAsT, go to these places, go to Books A Million, just casually. I mean, I think that's the thing I miss the most is the casualness of just being able to do something. Now it's like it's a whole, where's my mask? Where's my hand sanitizer? I need this, I need that. It's like, do I need
having a 10-year-old is gonna be lazy. Oh, having a 10-year-old gonna be lazy. That's right. Watch this. Kaden, bring me a Pepsi. Oh my god.
All right, that's just abuse.
Yeah, bring me a Pepsi. Yeah, this is great. It's like I don't have to move. This is like move. Well, getting up is for suckers. And
since you're in that massage chair too.
Oh yeah. I haven't turned that on in a couple of days, but yeah, I need to.
I got to get one of them bad boys.
Yeah, it's built in this chair.
Is it?
Yeah, it's built in this one. And
now don't turn it on while you're drinking the pop. You might make a mess, right?
Oh yeah, because you feel that. You feel.
Yeah. This one, it's in the pillow. And the cool thing is the pillow comes out, little lumbar pillow. The massage is built in there. And
mine's got a little. Can you see it? Mine's got a Batman logo on it.
Yeah. You got the secret lab.
No massage chair option there, but at least it's got a Batman logo.
You know what's weird though is when it comes to these chairs, and I'll tell people, I've talked to people who told me, they want to get one for their art desk. Save your money and buy a good one.
Right. Yeah. No, it's true.
Because you could buy the worst one ever and find yourself hurting. Why? Because the padding in there, like if you see one, and there's so many. I mean, you can go on the marketplace. There's a guy, he's got them for $150 in marketplace.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a chair. I mean, especially for us, a chair is so important. Like, because I've bought the cheap chairs, and after a while, it's like I'm just stuffing pillows behind me, and it's a whole thing. And it's like spend the money and get a good chair. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, you're gonna spend a lot of time there. I mean, you see in the background, I've got one pointing the wrong way. One there, one there. There's two of them there, and those are basically Now they're guest chairs, but they're basically ones that didn't make the cut.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're still decent enough, but I'm not going to spend 10 hours in those. This one I can sit in it, for that duration of time, and I'm still a little sore, but not like I was in those bad boys. So
yeah.
Although I think that the worst ones are those ergonomic ones. For a while I had those ergonomic ones, and they were the worst chairs ever. It's like I don't know why they said that. Oh, this is the way you're supposed to be sitting, and blah blah. I would hurt so much afterwards.
It was your body trying to realign itself. I got one of the ergonomic chairs, and one day I remember sitting there in it, and I started this show with it, and I leaned back and it didn't come up. And I'm like, what's going on? I can't get up.
Yeah, something moved that wasn't supposed to.
yeah. And to this, and it's sitting behind me in the background back here, but it's tilted like this now permanently. And I need to actually get it welded, because the weld actually popped loose.
Wow. Okay.
So I was like, wow, am I that fat? But the chair that I got now was my wife was like, I got you a good chair. It's rated for 400 pounds. I'm like, whoa.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to commit.
What brand is your chair anyways? Like a Lazy Boy or something?
This one?
Yeah.
This one is, oh crap, what brand is it? I threw away the box. Because it doesn't, because she was, when she ordered it.
But she ordered it off of Amazon, so I guess you just have to look up the name on your order.
Yeah, well, she on her order, she wouldn't let me see what it was, because it was a Christmas gift. And it came early, so she couldn't wrap it up because I was here. And I was like, yeah, I know what that is. But no, this one though, when she placed the order, the company contacted her, and they needed specifics. So
the measurements.
They needed measurements. So she was measuring me, and I thought she was buying me clothes, because she came to measure my inseam. She measured my sitting, how far apart my thighs are when I sit. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I didn't like it at all. But now I got the chair. I'm like, you know what? This is pretty comfortable. It's
right.
Comfortable.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it leans back. It can go all the way back. It's got a foot thing. I got a leg rest here. I don't use a leg rest. I do not, because I feel like when I pull the leg rest out, I feel like I'm going to tip forward.
Oh.
I just feel like I don't like it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to tip back. That one behind me's got that. It's like a little kick out and it rolls out. But if you lean back in it, it just feels like you're going to flip right over. Seemed like a good idea when I was purchasing it, though. Like, I might want to lay in the chair at some point.
In a strange chair accident. I don't want that.
Imagine
how many times that happens a year. Yeah. Probably more than you want to expect.
Imagine it happening while you're live online. You just, oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah,
it'd be so embarrassing. Mara says, Joe says, see, Rand, she loves you. Yeah, she's the one to get me a chair so I can sit at the computer longer. She realizes that the longer I sit in the chair, the more money we seem to make.
Oh, there you go.
Money chair.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's the funny thing. That's all of us now. It's like, the longer we stay in the chairs,
Yeah, opportunity and everything. It's very nice, but it's I got she just came back. She left and came back. Oh, nice. She was free. She could have left. But I tell you this, as far as art goes, get yourself a comfortable chair. I got from my art desk, it's pretty comfortable. And I wish it had armrest. It does not have armrest, and I wish it did, because I hate leaning on it. I feel like on a brick table when I lean on it.
So wait, you have a separate chair for your art? Why not just roll this one over?
Well, between me and I guess I could. I guess
it never occurred to him.
Yeah. Well, see, what you guys don't see in the office here is that there's two computers. So this computer I'm on now, there's a desktop computer here. You guys can't see it, but right here, the one right next to that. And my art desk is right over this way. I could technically.
Can you just draw us a picture?
Yeah. I'll take a picture.
You're an artist, so
yeah.
But then again, you probably have a lot more, because with mine, it's I'm literally just okay, here's my computer, and then I just turn. It's here's my drawing desk.
I've thought about doing that. I thought about wheeling my art table over and encompassing myself with everything creative. And I'm like, man, I think I might get claustrophobic or something, or start panicking. But it would be more efficient, right? You just turn like you're like a piece of a machine, you know. Like,
well, I mean, I technically have to wait for that because it's like that's how small the room is. So.
It's more of a necessity.
My issue is I stuck the TV behind me, so there's a sofa here too, like right in front of these desks. It's really neat when you see it, but it's hard to explain.
How do you get any work done? You got a sofa, a TV.
Yeah.
Are you meeting your deadlines?
Yeah. The secret is I don't meet deadlines.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's like deadlines. Oh, I'll get it done. I'll get it done.
No, I can't talk. My Blackstone comics like way. I need help.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Should have been done a long time ago.
Oh, that's the story of my life. It should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah. Sounds like my bucket list.
I feel bad because Randy will be working on his book and then he'll get a big commercial order. And he's got to stop working on the book for like 2 weeks.
Sometimes it's 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm like, you know, trying to bust my way through it just so I can get back to the book.
Yeah. See, and I feel the same way in that regard where I'm like, all right, I got to get the book done. I got to do the book, clear off the table, do the book. I start working on it. And then I'm like, well, yeah, I got students that are asking me questions on the courses. I really should update that course to include that lesson. And then I get pulled back into that. I should make another YouTube video while I'm already recording. Yeah. And that's how it goes when we juggle, you know. Yeah. But if it was just, hey, I make a book, I put it out monthly, it sells a bunch of copies, that's all I do, then it'd be easier, I would think, to stay on it and get it done like that.
Morning, Dave.
They're entire. I mean, look, they're entire companies that struggle to do that, you know, and they have a friggin' conglomerate behind them.
Yeah, true.
Joe says, in regards to moving the chair, say it more coming out your voice. Laziness wins, procrastination. Yeah. Every
time.
I'm very lazy. I'll tell you, I could move the chair over, but the chair that I have, I bought these ridiculously they're 6-inch lifts for my desk. They're made they're made from
even your desk has heels.
Yeah. They're made
from
my
desk.
When I bought my desk, they were like, you want the lifts? And I'm like, sure. And so because being short, I like to sit high. And notice that I was actually feeling a lot more tired.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I could not draw for very long at that desk. And I'm like, man, the wife's going to kill me. I spent all this money on this desk and I'm not using it. And so I dropped it down. And now I can spend time at it. Because I'm not in the air anymore, you know, hovering. I wasted like $40 on those lifts, man. Yeah.
Us shorties, we, you know, it's like we always have to we're always lifting, lowering. Is it better like this or is it better like that?
And another thing too, be careful with your chairs because you get the wrong chair with the gas pumps. Those gas pumps have been exploding on people lately.
I only know one story, and I think about it every time.
It was they should have called that chair the ass blaster.
Oh boy.
Because
nice.
That poor guy. Well, one person, they said he was dead.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. Killed by a chair?
Yeah.
The hydraulic underneath it exploded.
Yeah.
It
all right. So now that's in my mind. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. I figured if we have to worry about this, you should do.
I think mine just
airbag video.
Everyone's all scared now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It has happened. People have been injured by them, and I don't know if we think about it. We think about it when we say, now see what we're doing. We need hazard pay when we're making comics.
Oh yeah.
We need hazard pay because
or therapy, one or the other.
That's part of making comics. Is
the next time you sit down could very well be your last.
You're gonna make him spit up on his,
hey man,
on his
what
computer.
you pumping fear on this show? Come on.
Believe me, we pump a lot of stuff on
A
this.
lot of fear. Yeah.
It happens. It
Oh,
happens.
come on.
Oh my
That's
god.
ridiculous.
Stop it now.
That was that.
That scene looked familiar. Why did it look familiar? I think I knew that guy.
Yeah. There was the one lady who was hospitalized. Or I'm not gonna show you the lady who was hospitalized. I won't show you her face.
Please don't.
But I will show you that she regular chair, minding her,
Business.
own business at work, and the hydraulic lift exploded on her in the chair.
Yeah, that's
and
yeah.
That's a heck of an enema.
Yeah, that can cause severe injury, and it did. She lived. She lived.
Yeah.
The other.
See, I wish we had special effects. We could make this chair back here just like all of a sudden, boom! And
Yeah.
oh, you're right. Oh my goodness, I missed the bullet on that one.
But watch from now on when Rob says that, it's gonna be one cheek at a time.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
you got
no,
me,
for real,
you got me questioning. Maybe I need to just sit Indian style on the floor and draw, like that.
Oh, it's like, remember when that medicine, that ball was a chair, the yoga ball was a trend. It's like that was.
Oh yeah.
That was the perk of the chair I'm sitting in now.
Yeah.
It's a non-gas hydraulic lift. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
That was the perk of this one. Like, okay.
Wow.
No gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though I wonder, can you refill them with gas once they? Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Once they're done, they're done.
You see those news report videos every once in a while where the guy's sitting there doing the news and
Oh, right.
or in his chair.
Yeah, get John a new chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lola's refusing to sit in their chair now. She needs a new chair. She's sitting over there. She's like, I'm not sitting there anymore. I don't. Yeah. Hers will go lower. She has the same type of chair that I had that went back. Same type, same brand, same color. So she's just waiting for hers to go on her too.
Right.
Well, Randy, we're at the 2-hour mark. So what do we do?
Yeah, we are. We're gonna have. Can you hear the vacuum running?
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't hear anything.
That's Monica's friendly hint. We're getting the second, even better surprise today, later today, because the daughter is coming home.
Oh, there you go.
With the grandbaby.
The new baby.
Oh yeah, congrats, man.
Because the hospital doesn't want to keep her at
I could
there
imagine.
for as little as possible, so they're kicking her out this afternoon. So
Yeah.
we'll have the baby in the house for the duration. So for the next couple of days, probably through the weekend. So we're having our Christmas here this weekend, and the son-in-law, son-in-law's coming up. Not son-in-law, the stepson is coming up. Son-in-laws are coming over. Daughters are coming.
Everybody's showing up.
It'll be the whole fam.
Full house. Nice.
Fam family will be here. Yeah. So it'll be fun. I'll try to coordinate a Christmas like a week or so before, but this will be family. But we're all being cautious and taking those steps. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Where can they find you at, Rob? If anyone wants to contact you after the show.
Yes.
Oh, it's real easy. You can. Well, I was gonna say you can type my name into YouTube, but my name's not the easiest. Robert Marzullo. Marzullo is kind of tricky, but ramstudioscomics.com.
RAM Studios.
Yep, ramstudioscomics.com. So yeah,
studios plural.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but
Ram Studios Comics.
I thought maybe at one point I would have multiple studios, and I just wanted to keep the horizon open, I guess. But one studio is enough.
And then you realize that we one thing I learned is that you have to spell out everything here because you forget that we have a radio audience.
Yeah, we have a radio audience.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
What was our number? Are we still up there?
Yeah, we are at 1 second. I will pull it up.
1 second.
Yeah, 1 second.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah. It's all missing. Okay. So we are at 64,500.
Nice.
Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for listening in.
While you guys are talking about plurals,
Ireland's still number one there?
No, actually, right now Egypt is number one.
Oh, Egypt.
Yeah.
Interesting.
While you guys are talking about hard to pronouncing, I can't pronounce the name of this one thing, and so I'll never get the game.
Spell it.
You guys can pronounce it for me.
Demon Souls.
Demon Souls. Oh, Demons Souls. Oh, that's not right. Okay, yeah, Demons Souls.
That's a video game, and I can't pronounce it because every time I say it, I'm like,
too many S's together.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it bothers me. So yeah, where can they find you at, Daphne?
Yes, if fantasy comics is your thing, go to egoworks.com, EGOWORKS.com, and talltalesonline.com, TAILS, where you can read both my comics for free online and sign up to get regular updates about my upcoming Kickstarters. And if you also are into art tutorials, demos, and the occasional rant, commentary type silliness, you can find me on YouTube at Daphne Lage, Lage art.
Nice. Man, she did way better than I did.
She's got it down. She's got it down to a routine. So.
Yeah.
You do this enough, Rob, you'll get there.
Yeah.
All right, one day.
You do tutorials and everything else. Do you actually speak like what we're doing here, podcasting, when you do your videos? I mean, yourself talking?
Well, I mean, I talk and draw, but it's my hand and, not the camera in my face. I kind of zone out when the camera's like right on me. I'm like, what do I do with my hands? But there's that. But it's a lot easier when I'm just recording and yapping about a drawing.
It's like she's right above my head. Anyway.
Randy, where can they find you at?
She's getting ready she's excited because the baby.
Now I can hear the vacuum. Yeah.
I don't know why she's vacuuming the kitchen though, because the kitchen is tiled. I think she might be doing it. She might be doing it on purpose.
It is easier.
Are you still on the air? Yeah. Anyway. Thanks, Joe. Saying congrats for on the grandchild. Yes, thank you very much, Joe. Awesome. I did all the work 30 years ago.
There you go. Fruits of your labor.
Just that constant return. Yeah, that's what it is. Hey, everybody, you can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on Twitter under Randy Zim. I don't tweet very often, but when I do, you find me over there with Randy Zim. You can contact me at that Gmail address right there, Randy J. Zim with 2 M's at gmail.com. We are still looking for talent for the anthology book. We still have a few more pages to fill, not a lot, but we still have a few more pages to fill. I'm hoping to have some information on a new cover artist here shortly. We do have one cover slot already taken. I only want to do 2 variant covers for the book, though, when we go to crowdfund it, just so it doesn't get too crazy and too confusing. But we are putting together an anthology book. Rob, of the people that have been on the show are all invited to join in so that we can actually have some work to the faces and to the voices that we do.
I'm making the last page today. Finally, I'm getting to it.
Oh yeah, please do. We're going to have that crowdfunding campaign spring up next month, and hopefully have the book out by the middle of March. That's the goal, at least. And everybody else, I do the Zim Geek channel on YouTube. I don't put up videos up there very often, but it's mostly cartoon instructional, and every once in a while a commentary about the comic market or something that I've done. There is an nice video. Well, I'd say nice. I put it together, but there's a video that I did on the preservers up there. If you want more information on that, if you can't find it, the Animal Planet episode on animalplanet.com should be over there. But also GenesseeCountyParks.org if you're interested at all. The trail that we do once a year, we also put together into a comic book. And then I do a PDF file for them. And as far as I know, all of the PDF files are available for download up there, just because they know that there are people that can't get to the Welcome Center that'll still want to read the books, because they are informational. The characters are fun. It's just a fun book to read. Other than that, I'm here on the Indie Volt radio network, and we are on Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. for the Livewire broadcast. Wednesday evening at 9 p.m. for Geekgasm, which I'm on sometimes. That right now Daphne is co-hosting along with Meredith Logren. That is normally hosted by the Indie Princess, which is Varian's wife, and hopefully she'll be back on as of this next week. Varian, you're talking, but we can't hear you. Your mic is muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Oh, so maybe she's touching God.
Touching. Yeah. Other than that, we'll be back here Thursday morning again at 9 a.m. for the Breakfast Buzz. And I also run a show on Sunday morning, if you can get up that early on a Sunday. It's Sunday morning at 9 a.m. to do what I call the Sunday funnies, where we talk about the more lighthearted and whimsical side of comics, not your deep, dark, noirish type comics, but the more fun side of things. Sometimes we stray off of that, but most of the time we're talking about fun things like the underground movement and comic history. And our guest this week is going to be Glenn Fleming again. We're going to have him on from England, who's written a number of books covering all sorts of topics. He's got 2 out about the Kennedy assassination. And we haven't really talked about UFOs yet. We might do that. But he's been to Easter Island. And he also does a magazine called Comics Unlimited that's available on Amazon right now. He just kicked out his 3rd issue of Comics Unlimited up on Amazon, where he covers the comics golden age. And we'll probably get into a lot more of that on this Sunday. That's the Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. and the Indie Volt network. And anytime that you miss our program, we're always archived over on YouTube at the Indie Volt channel on YouTube. So feel free to go over there and enjoy yourself as much as possible. All of our shows are archived over there, so you can see how ridiculous Varian and I were 2 years ago trying to get this thing off the ground and get it rolling. So there is that as well. And if you go over there, please like and subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, because we're desperately hoping that we can get 100 or 1,000 subscribers to get YouTube's attention, so that they allow us to be monetized. We can take on super chats and then really worry about what we say and do on that YouTube channel, so we don't get yanked. So
we need to get monetized so we can be demonetized.
Exactly.
Right.
That's our goal. We're trying to get monetized so that we can become demonetized.
Yeah, we have to experience it so we know what we lost.
We want that. Yeah. We want that badge.
You can find me at KYD_V on Twitter, where I will ignore you because I rarely check Twitter. But you can find me there. If you want to send in a question, you can do that. IndieVolt Live at indievolt.com. Oops, sorry about that. Right here. IndieVolt Live at indievolt.com. Include IndieVolt Live in the subject, and please keep those emails to 90 words or less. So
that it's easier to discuss on the program for Varian to put on a card. So.
Yeah, that way, it might actually be less than 90 words, but 90 words just sound like a nice round number. You can listen online right now to us at Indie Volt Radio. Download it on Google Play or Streamer, and you should. It's free. It's a free app. You can also ask your Alexa device to play for you and play Indie Volt Radio for you. If you ask real nicely, she'll do that. If you have iOS, you're going to download it on Streamer, though. You're going to find us on Streamer. Also, got a Roku TV. A lot of you will be this Christmas. Download the Indie Volt TV app for free. We got a lot of movies on there, independent movies you can stream. Just like Netflix, but it's free. You got some wrestling programming on there and some documentaries and some other things coming very soon. They would have been this year, but 2020.
Well, COVID.
Yeah.
We want to remind everybody before we leave of the immortal words of Mr. Jack Kirby, who says, "Kid, comics will break your heart." Jack Kirby.
And we wouldn't have it any other way.
Wouldn't have it any other way. We want to still remember there's a big memorial going on today in a couple of places for Mr. Ralph Griffith, who passed. We miss him dearly. We don't have that card up here.
Yeah, it's here.
Is it there? I'm looking.
It's
probably. I can't see it, sir. I don't see it.
Here. Oh, let me make sure if it may have jumped things, but here.
We'll just... You might have jumped when you tried to add Demon Souls.
Yeah, sometimes it's Demon Souls. I can't even know the name of
that.
How dare you?
It's back there now. It's back.
It's back?
Yeah.
Lo and behold, here we are. Ralph, miss you dearly, buddy. And when this bug is over, we will be having a party somewhere for a big memorial in memory of Ralph. And that's something I know for sure that he would want to have done. So, Hey, everybody, we appreciate you listening. Thanks so much for coming on board. And any last words or anything?
No, that's it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no problem. You're always welcome.
Thank you so much for being on. Absolutely.
No, it was awesome. I appreciate it.
We need to have you on for a longer show so that we can really get into your tutoring, your classes, your online classes, exactly what you have on your YouTube channel. So that was Rob.
I appreciate that.
Oh, anytime. Rob Marzullo, folks, definitely check out his Ram Studios comics over on YouTube.
Oh, well, I keep doing the wrong arm.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
High five.
you get tired. Figure it
The
out.
Brady Bunch thing
Here
here.
we go.
Exactly. Yeah, we've done that in the past. We keep threatening to have a game show where there's 9 of us here playing tic-tac-toe.
Definitely.
Having people ask questions. I think it'd be fun. Yeah. All right, everybody. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I guess we're out of here. I will take us out. Take care, everybody. We'll see you. Our next show is on. Oh, you know, something that we keep forgetting to mention, even though we've known about it for a week. This Monday, starting Monday at 9 p.m., we're going to have a new show start up here on the Indie Vault Radio Network that is about, it came from the webtoon that Dreaded Dinosaur Eric Hodson is putting on along with Michael Oden, and they're going to be talking about the great comic strips that you can find online. Because there's so many of them available out there anymore. It's very difficult to find the really good ones. So let Michael and Eric do that for you. And they plan on having creators on that do the webtoons. They plan on talking about Webtoon as a site and how to get your work up there and what the difference is between doing Webtoon and Comicology. It's going to be a lot of fun. And probably Varian, I don't know if Varian's going to be on it, but I don't have plans to be there. Varian, you're going to be there?
No.
That's going to be all up to Eric. So,
Yeah, if I'm invited, I'll show up. But that's look, I'm running the Indie Vault Network means I don't have to be on every show.
Exactly.
There are so many people out there who have networks, and I think they feel they got to be on every show. And it's like, you know what? Here are the keys. Just don't wreck the car. Bring it back in one piece. But I do want to say also, there's another thing we'll be debuting Tuesday, Randy, and I got the bumper for it real quick. And that is when we give away free stuff.
Ooh.
So
how are we doing that?
That's starting Tuesday. We'll never know what we're giving away, but you see that bumper, it's time to listen because we're about to give away something.
Oh, is that's going to be a new feature on the Live Wire show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
So you see that bumper, we're about to give away something, and you've got 5 minutes to comply.
along with our other bumpers. The week, our Grift of the Week notification.
That's right.
You just tune into us and
Just tune in for more of the nitwittery, folks.
Grift King of the Week right now is a guy who tears Bristol board on the edges and then sells his drawings as
exclusive paper.
Yeah, says that it's Japanese hand woven paper.
Oh,
but he's actually tearing the ends. Yeah, he's tearing the ends to make it look like it's artisan paper.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the Grift of the Week. It's like, really, sir? Really, that's what you're doing?
Because hand woven. Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes.
What the fuck is the matter with people in this business?
People. Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll see you all soon.
Oh, and since it is the season, one more quick message.
I hope you're having a nice holiday season. I really do.
There we go. Folks, have a great holiday season. Stay safe, stay healthy. And we will see you soon. I'll see you on Tuesday. And see you back here on the Indie Vault Network. And there it is. Okay, we'll see you soon. Any last words?
No, that's it.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays. Yeah.
Happy holidays. See you Sunday.
We're a week out.
Daphne should be there. We're not sure if Varian will wake up fast enough.
Right now, I'll be there. Okay.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
You bunch of losers!